Episode 20. How you feel, DJ Head? They done win last, man. Me and you together.
I mean, is it?
Well, we've had no crash outs yet towards each other.
Oh,
no,
I'm about to say.
There have been crash outs, but on stage, the dynamic, yeah, we've had
Elliott crashed one time on us.
But that was towards Drake. It wasn't really towards us.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it was just misdirection.
They like us because they feel like we don't do the podcast posturing of like,
Yeah.
And another thing, DJ Head.
No, you be posturing sometimes.
Okay, I'll take that. I received that.
Hey, you had a good therapy session.
Yeah, I haven't been in therapy in a minute. I gotta be honest with you. My therapist is kind of fed up
Your
with me.
therapist is mad.
I feel like the problem with therapy is that if you
The
stop,
problem with therapy is that that's how we gonna kick this
it
show
becomes
off.
like a bad relationship because if you miss a couple weeks or something, then it's like their time is precious and it just it creates a weird dynamic between you and the therapist. And
Is
then
that
you find out
the problem with therapy?
then you have to go back and apologize to the therapist and then get her to beg to be back on her schedule.
That's
and
why you gotta have a backup.
Let's say you have Mondays at 4, now you might have Thursdays at 6 or some shit. It gets complicated, man.
Do you like violence? Do you want to watch?
You never considered therapy?
I've been to therapy one time. Well, no, I had a few sessions, but I don't want to tell you what the therapist said.
What did they say?
I found a black man to be my therapist.
Yeah,
I can see that.
And low key, he was on some shit like he didn't say verbatim, but he was just like, you kind of don't need to be here.
I had that happen to me too.
Wow.
He was like, you're really smart and you kind of have your things together. You have your mental in check. Like
I envy you guys. You guys over here.
No. It's like the greatest like I always say that I won therapy. I won round 1. Okay, there was a round 2, but round 1 of therapy.
Ain't never no round 2s.
No, sometimes
you're
there's
Canadian,
no
bro.
round 2s. I know, but this was before the round 2 thing. So sometimes there's round 2s.
It writes itself, man.
But no, she told me, she was like, let me ask you something.
Did you get a black woman?
No, I wanted a reverse from me. I actually would have liked a black woman, but they gave me a lesbian woman because I heard. No. So I heard Charlamagne say that one time that sometimes you're supposed to go with an opposite of you so they can be more objective towards your experience. I didn't want a white man, and ideally I would want a straight.
Okay. I have questions. I'm sorry.
Okay.
How is the opposite of you a lesbian woman?
Because he's so masculine.
Explain that to me.
Well, I guess not the full opposite, but just complete different experience.
Well, he probably doesn't.
I mean, not really. Both y'all like the same
He probably
thing.
doesn't interact with
That's
lesbians
true.
on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, no, and that's true. But she actually might have learned from Fat Man Scoop as well.
Bro.
So you never know.
There's a black woman scolding you on screen right now. But listen.
So you two guys are too good for therapy.
Wait, can I finish?
Therapists have literally said to you.
Sorry.
So the lady said like 8 episodes into our therapy session, she said, "Let me ask you something. Do you think that you need to be here?" And I was like, I mean, I'd like to be here.
Could have been a trick question.
She was like, well, I feel like you do a lot of psychoanalysis on yourself and that you have really thought through things. And I don't personally see any reason for you to be here. And I was like,
I hate you guys.
I
hate both of you.
Listen, Elliott, it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Because you know I'm a therapist dream, right? You can pretty much figure that, right? Like,
I can
just
see
put me
that.
on the
you
docket.
and drama.
Maybe 2 sessions a week.
3? Have you ever done 3?
No.
You went up to 2 though?
No. I've never done 2.
Life come at you fast. When Drake blocked you.
Here's what I'll tell you. Like, I could get good enough that to be like, okay, we could go to a bi-weekly schedule now. But I've definitely always had to have at least
So, did you ask for a lesbian therapist?
No, you could see. Well, okay. I'm not going to, they didn't say I'm a lesbian, but what it did say was name and picture and haircut and vibe. So I guessed. She told me it eventually, but I did guess.
Yeah, this is taking a turn.
Yeah, maybe you don't do that. But then I moved on to a Latino woman, and she was great.
Wait.
She was great.
So why did you get rid of the lesbian therapist?
Because she told me I graduated, and then when I needed therapy again, I don't want to go back to the person who said I graduated.
Was the therapist that you went to from that, was she straight?
She was straight.
How did you know that?
Because I think she was hitting on me a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to hip hop.
But
shout out to therapy.
I feel like I learned a lot.
Yeah, go get y'all some therapies.
Yeah.
That's a real word. I made that up.
Doesn't your man Charlamagne have a conference coming up soon? Also, therapy. There we go. So support that too.
Yeah,
mental health.
The mental wealth expo. You being a therapist, a therapy advocate, you should attend. I'm sure he would love to have you there.
If I'm in town, I will attend.
You should fly out.
So you actually give Charlamagne my last name and my birth date?
I'll put you on. If you go, I will hit him personally, advocate for you to be there.
Okay, I appreciate that. I received that.
Wow, that's a true advocate of mental health and friendships.
Plus, we need him not to crash out on this motherfucker, so we can stay. You know what I'm saying?
So we get to 20 more episodes.
But it's better for content every once in a while to have a crash out. So maybe skip therapy every third week.
What I did last week with Metro Boomin, was that considered a crash out?
No,
that. They thought that was kind of more measured, right?
No, yeah, that was.
Yeah.
You had a point. You wanted to get it off, and you waited, and it didn't come up naturally. So you said, "No, I have something I gotta."
No, because I forgot. We were running out of the show, and I was just like, "Wait, the Metro thing. It was on the docket, but we forgot it."
Most people agreed, though.
Yeah. And again, I reiterate that I do agree with him that stan culture, as we know, is insane right now. As we monitor who unfollows people on Instagram and all that. So I get that part, but you have to have some accountability to what your role was in the madness, the conductor of the chaos, Mr. Metro Boomin.
Do you think more artists need to be sitting and doing actual journalistic
They'll never
interviews?
do that. See, this is why I love about clowning these guys and saying they're not going to do them, because they'll never take the bait and then do it. They're not. Here's the problem. So, to go back to the theme of this week, right? So Drake unfollows all these people. So people say, oh, you reporting this? This isn't news. This is what it's become. This is bullshit. But it is news, because we don't know, because they don't do interviews, that, okay, Drake's really not fucking with DeMar DeRozan. He didn't like him being in the video. We don't get no confirmation because no one speaks. So if they unfollow, that is their public speaking. They're speaking to their fans. They're doing everything. There's so much that Drake is saying there. When he did that on October 1st, and fucking Turks and the kid from the North, he got his fingers together and he started unfollowing people. He's finally saying, you know what? Me and LeBron are good right now. Me and DeMar DeRozan are good right now. Me and Playboi Carti, for whatever reason, are not good right now. So it is news. And no, they won't then do the right thing of talk about these things with people of the culture. They're just going to do these same stunts on social media, and we're going to report it because it is news. It's unfortunately news. It's your reality. So face your reality. It's what it is.
I have pushback.
I'm with it.
Pushback.
I agree that artists should be talking to media of their choosing, but I don't necessarily think that taunting them is the way to get them to do it. I don't think that that's conducive of trying.
I don't think it's taunting. I think it's just acknowledging that that's what's going on. That. They're not, because now they speak Drew media. You feel like academics is being given information from Drake, right? You feel like Maul's been given information from Drake. So certain things are being pushed Drew media because the artists are using the media to speak for them. That's the big difference, I feel. So
I agree. I just don't necessarily. I don't know. I look at it more like when Nicki, for instance, I use her, and I'm not picking on Nicki, but when people take to the internet and they whine about things, I look at them. I don't look at that as a way to get what you want.
Empowering, yeah.
So it's even what your boy has said on the stream, you think you need to fuck with me? I gotta force them and twist them to twist their arm, fuck with me. It's that's not the way to do it. So I look at the same thing that to push back on what you said, I don't necessarily think taunting them is the way to get them to then engage with it. Like you said, you don't think they're gonna do it anyway. I also don't think that it's helping them in doing it either. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying kissing their ass is gonna do it either.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, just calling it fair. Just, hey, we straight shooting over here. We not picking on you. We not tearing you down. We just calling it like it see it. I think just being authentically of the essence of using your platform for what it's supposed to be used for. That's probably more of an inviting way to get them to engage.
I think what we are definitely seeing is that a lot of the theories that people had about relationships being broken are definitely true. I mean, even from Yachty to Playboi Carti to J. Cole.
What? Well, they told me he didn't. He's still following Yachty.
Oh, he's still following Yachty.
A little mix up there.
Okay.
I didn't know he was following Dot.
No, he always was following Kendrick.
That was crazy. What was the final straw? He kept it all the way through the back. You know what I mean? He waited till now.
It's not like Kendrick posts a lot too, right?
Yeah.
Can I just welcome to the club? Because I had my favorite. He followed me. I look back, it was on May 10th. So finally,
how do
people
you know
join the club.
You got unfollowed before Kendrick during the battle.
May
That's
10th.
crazy.
And I did an emotional tweet where I put James Ingram just once. And then I took it down because everybody's going crazy. But I can't find it. But I think I knew Hip Hop or one of those places documented. So it was on May 10th.
How did you know that he unfollowed you?
Because fans tell you they play that all game. They do it's like an arcade game. They go in there and see.
So after somebody said, "Hey, Drake unfollowed," you went and looked.
Crashed out. Yeah. No, I saw he unfollowed me, and then I crashed out.
I'm saying you saw it, but you went and looked.
No, I did.
Did you confirm for yourself?
Yes, I then checked, and then I realized I was blocked. No, at first I was unfollowed. Then I found out later I was blocked. I was blocked after I did the Just Once thing.
Did you have a therapy session the next day?
Emergency therapy too. No, not emergency therapy. So that's why I was tickled by the October 1st big unfollowing of all these people in the industry. Cause like, yo, welcome to the club, as I said. Welcome to the club, man.
There should be an Instagram group. All those unfollowed. Next year, whether we have an episode that day or not, I would love to have a celebration, a 1-year anniversary of the unfollow. We can do something fun.
Do you think that DeMar Rosen, for example, West Coast, that's a statement to him? Does he already know I'm not good with Drake right now? Because you also assume if somebody's unfollowing you on Instagram, you're not really kicking it on the phone. That person's not getting a phone call from you. You're not exchanging texts anymore. So you're really saying to the world, I don't communicate with this person, whether we're good or not. That's at least the statement of it. Do you think any of those people he's unfollowed are receiving that in any kind of way?
They're going to accuse me of being a contrarian, but I don't look at social media as being indicative of my relationship standing with people. So I unfollow people all the time. I just don't care to see their content.
Well, no, I think that exists, but I think this is different.
Well, no, I think this is a good representation of a certain mindset versus a different mindset, because you have someone like Kendrick, who you know well, who the big thing was, why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale, right? But there are certain people who don't look at Instagram that way, and Kendrick doesn't post on Instagram, so her not following Kendrick may or may not have had that same thing. So
I remember having a conversation with a female human who I was frequenting, and about
you're so romantic, DJ.
I was frequenting her.
Female human.
Female human.
And I remember explaining to her, like, yeah, like, I'm not gonna follow you.
Girl, I ain't gonna follow you on this gram.
No, I don't follow you. You don't follow me. Because what we do is front facing, and a lot of times, like, you don't need that. I don't want that kind of attention. Like, I know, like me, I don't want to put his name out there, but there's someone who I work with at the radio station at Real 92.3, and he was like, bro, I don't follow my wife or my kids. And it's just because I don't want them to be subjugated to what I'm subjugated to.
But I think it's different here because because we magnify the unfollow.
No, I'm responding to what he said about. I'm responding to what he said about like Dot and his family. That's different.
Yeah, I don't think it. That's the thing. I don't think.
But then also with the Drake thing, I thought it was. I didn't know he was following Dot to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know
that's
that.
news to me. But I just unfollowed Drake, but not because of his unfollow spree. It was just like. I remember Wack hitting me up and he was like, yo, you unfollowed Adam 22. Like, I don't know how he found out, maybe fans or whatever. I'm like, yeah, it's like, I just don't care to see his content. It's not deep. I got Adam's number. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not, to me, I just don't want to see your content.
But is it, do you feel it's not indicative that he's not in a good place with, let's say, a LeBron or DeMar? You think they still could be possibly texting and it's not, we're making all this hyping it up, but it's not really that deep of a deal?
I don't.
It's a possibility because those two are separate universes. You know what I'm saying? Earth 818, Earth 626, completely separate.
But I think it's just people's different mindset. I think like you clearly
as a comic reference.
You clearly have that mindset, and someone like Kendrick might have that mindset. Drake we see as more of someone who feeds into the Instagram antics and cares in that world and thinks about that world.
He's making a statement to his fans.
I think he knows what he's doing in the same way that he would disseminate information through certain media personalities. He would do this to be like, this is my line in the sand. These guys are on the other side. What did Metro say? Stay on that side.
So we're really living in a world.
He's doing it intentionally.
Really live in a world now where Drake and LeBron aren't cool.
He has his
look at the shop, man.
He has him tatted on his arm though.
He has a LeBron tattoo.
A LeBron tattoo. Drake.
Really?
Yeah. That's tough.
So how many men is that?
And what did LeBron do? LeBron was just
Wayne.
LeBron. I think he has his father.
Well, what did LeBron do? He was at Tim Henshaw's and he was Not Like Us.
He was at
What did he do? What did he do
Yeah,
wrong?
he was at the Amazon concert.
He wasn't at the Pop Out show.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't in, no, he wasn't. We wasn't active. He didn't get on the stage.
Well, he didn't get it, but his Savannah had to pull him down.
No, come on.
LeBron wanted to get up there so bad.
No, Bron would not have. There's no way Bron would have got there.
To get up there.
There's no way Bron would have got up there.
Russell up there.
Bron is too calculated. There's no way Bron would have got on that stage.
I don't
think he would have, but he wanted to.
Yes, okay, but he was in the cut. And I don't think he was going to touch that stage. He's not Russell Westbrook. He wasn't going to get his...
He was singing the lyrics.
It's a catchy
song. And LeBron barely knows lyrics. LeBron forgets every lyric ever, makes them up, but this one he knows.
And he also makes up the amount of time shit be happening.
And he predicts things way before they happen.
He be freestyling. Like, I think between, I don't know who's better. Like, you have somebody like LeBron James, Donald Trump, and King Los. I don't know who's better at freestyling. So they're all incredible. LeBron is the best though at freestyling retroactively at what he did. Like Trump is good at saying what he's gonna do. Yeah. King Los is great at like in the moment. LeBron will look back and be like, I knew he was gonna get 81 that day.
You saw the latest one he did with some of his predictions?
Which one?
On Media Day, it's a historic moment. Lakers Media Day. Yeah. He's gonna play with his son. Historic, beautiful moment. And he tells a story about how he saw Bronny in like a 6 years old, a game, and he took the ball coast to coast, and that's when he knew he was going to be an NBA star.
He always
on Media Day.
He always knows everything. He looked dead in the camera and said, "Yeah, so when Kobe, when he had his first point in the first quarter, I just looked at my friend and I said, I think he's going to get about 80 today." And he dropped 81.
I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar since '84, so.
He said he heard Migos in 2008 or something, and they're like, I don't think.
I love LeBron James.
And then how does Drake unfollow Joe Budden? He loves Joe Budden, man.
Does he?
He's gonna miss that Joe Budden content. He loves that Joe Budden content.
He watched the pod still. Maybe he didn't want to see the clips. Joe and Drake have a really funny relationship. Not to go too deep.
Who doesn't have a funny relationship with Joe?
Or Drake.
That is very true. That is very true.
Which is why they should be friends.
They would get along very well. But the other guy who we were talking about last week, who may or may not be cool with Drake because Drake did like an Instagram post that said they're not cool, from Rory and Ma. But Cole dropped another feature the day that we filmed last week.
Oh yeah, Thursday. Yep.
With T Grizzley.
That shit hard.
Crazy.
Yo, how does T Grizzley? I respect his gangster. He stays getting a big collaboration. Like that guy's was this back in the day, the Rolodex. His head, like he could always get him and Future got a good record, the Fuck Y'all mixtape. And get Cole on his record. Like T Grizzley, man, he's a hustler.
I love T Grizzley, bro.
He's a hustler.
I love him being able to and I don't necessarily know his label situation is, but he operates like he's an independent artist.
Yeah, I think it's his relationships. That's what I'm trying to say. He has great relationships.
But I just think that like he operates to me, he operates like an independent artist because he kind of just does what he wants when he wants.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't really abide by this typical structure of like rollouts or.
He dropped with Skilla when he wanted to.
Yeah, like I love and I know his manager too, so shout out to her. But I think that I don't know.
What's her name?
I don't know if she wants to be.
Oh, she's private. Okay.
Yeah, but she's dope. She's dope actually at what she does, and I think what T Grizzly's been able to build for himself, I think also adds to the allure of him being able to pull off these types of things because he's built a world outside of music where he doesn't necessarily have to participate in music.
He makes millions from gaming.
Yeah, streaming and stuff like that.
Yeah, he'll get the big features, and those guys will do videos with him too. It's not they're just giving him the verse, doing a whole video. Like we saw them shoot that a while back. But this Cole verse, I didn't like it as much as the Daylight verse, and I thought it was cool. I thought it was solid and cool. And I guess the best thing was that the thing that really got my attention, him saying that I'm the GOAT off of features, which was a catchy line. I didn't like the part where he did the little Mace tribute, who's hot, who's not. I felt like that was a little.
Drake already did it on Worst Behavior.
I mean, a lot of people have done it. It's a classic. Yeah. It's a classic rhyme scheme. Who hot, who not. But I thought that Cole verse was solid, but it wasn't as dope as the Daylight one.
Why you don't like Mace?
I have not. Yo,
he likes him better as a
I love Bethel. It's what it is. Nah, I don't. I think that's overused. It's a classic. Like he said, Drake did it famously on Nothing Was the Same album. I just think it's overused. That's all. It's a classic record.
Can you
More Money, More Problems? Oh, here's my hot take. One of my problems to me is it's arguably, as the kids like to say, the greatest rap song of all time, because that record's from the East Coast. And when I would fly into California, that be every old school station y'all had, you know that's the national anthem. More money, more problems. I mean, now because of Puffy's foolery, things may change, but that record is incredible. More money, more problems?
It's my favorite record out of the bunch.
So I can't say that's the greatest hip hop song of all time?
No.
Okay. Because you like Rapper's Delight? Like what's it? Nothing but a G thing? Nothing but a G thing? Gin and Juice?
Didn't Nothing but a G thing get that #1 spot?
No, it's in the conversation too, I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm being serious.
Anyway,
but why are you so adamant that it can't be like at least top 5 greatest song of all time?
I didn't say it couldn't be nothing, King. I said
Have you guys not heard Plutowski? I don't know what.
Yo, I got a point on that too. So table that.
Let me talk about this J. Cole verse.
Table
you
that
just bashed the J. Cole verse.
Okay, yeah.
No,
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
bash it. I said it was you know what I mean? It's an A- to me. I give him an A-. I give him an A- because he didn't have to use a little Mace couplet.
So if he would have taken that out, it'd have been a stellar verse.
If he didn't do the hook.
I didn't like that part. No.
That one part got him a demerit.
It did. It brought him down to A-.
What he's saying is you can do too much sometimes.
He didn't need it. It was at the end. He didn't need it. The little bass couplet. Is it a couplet? I don't know. Lyrical.
It was like the hook. It was like the hook.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary. And you don't think the Daylight one was better?
I like this one better.
This one better. Wow.
You got. I'm a DJ.
You like radio. You're hearing like hits.
I like songs with structure and
you like hits.
I like.
You
hits.
should just admit you like hits.
I love hits. I love hit records.
You don't respect like the artsy skill.
I don't.
You hate on the skill shit more than me. You don't want lyrical miracle rapping.
I don't. I respect mathematical, irrational, pterodactyl rap.
He hates the art form.
You tear the art form down. You want to commercialize it and put a radio hits.
Okay, well let's put it this way. I don't hate traditionalism or purist hip hop more than you hate Snoop. How about that?
Oh my God, I love Snoop. Stop
that
it.
was a good flip.
Stop it.
That was a good flip.
Order the court.
But I'm just saying, like, I like. Also, I wish there was one correction I would make on this record.
Okay.
He just come in rapping. Like, give me a bridge or a hook, pre-hook, something. You know what I mean? Just something.
Okay.
Just a little song structure. To me, that's the difference. And this is just me being music industry guy, radio guy, whatever you want to call me. That's the difference between a rap record and a hit record. It's just a little structure, just a little bit. And if you notice,
so you would have put something before Cole comes in?
Just a little pre-hook, little bridge, little
and
something.
Then Cole comes in.
Straight to the
Should Grizzly have spoke first on the record to kind of establish his record?
I don't think because it's your record, you need to go first. I made a hit record doing the opposite, putting the artist last. But that's not the point. What I'm saying is, I know when you're creating art, to me, this is not an art record. This is a joint.
It's a rap record.
This is a record. Like
But isn't Cole trying to approach it as if it's not, I guess?
I understand that. But it's T Grizzly's record. So it's on T Grizzly to go in and apply a little bit of structure to the record to where that makes the difference between a rap record and a hit record. You got Middle Child, you got A Lot, right? The J. Cole, like Middle Child, and you got A Lot with 21 Savage. But then you also have a song like, let's say Not Like Us, right? There's a little before you get right into the boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a little bit. Here they just come in rapping. To me, that's also
it could have been a hit.
It could be still, but that's the difference.
Could have been a traditional hit.
Tinkering.
Just a little bit of just a boom. Just
I love that DJ Head really likes it. We got to do something on like one hit wonders or something like of the 2020s or something like that. Like Trinidad James and This Is Why I'm Hot and all that type of stuff.
I feel like I made a one-hit wonder list.
But I do really enjoy T Grizzly, and I do really enjoy this song. This song is stellar to me.
Damn.
No,
okay. Does it sell to you, Jeremy?
I thought it was a really, really, really good verse. I think J. Cole is rapping. He's been rapping at the highest level of his career, but I think over the last 3 years.
Even Mike Billy Later?
Yes, I think was some of the best J. Cole rapping I've ever heard. It just it hit different.
So is it officially over that we accepted he apologized? We're not mad at J. Cole anymore. We've taken him back. We love him. So has hip-hop decided that it's over?
No, I think it's
split. We forgive J. Cole. We welcome him back in the house.
I think it's split. Like
brought his little light-skinned butt back in the house. Get inside, man. We love you, man. Get inside. You didn't know what you was doing, boy.
Elliott copes for light-skinned rappers like Bootleg Kev copes for white rappers. It's an interesting thing.
I don't always cope for Canadian rappers.
Name a Canadian rapper you don't like. Exactly. We don't got that kind of time. Continue.
Okay. But what I will ask you guys is Cole's feature run, let's say over the last few years, in contention for the best feature run in rap history? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? I know there's
No.
Future,
No.
Wayne,
No.
Drake, Jay. Who has the best feature run of all time?
Best feature runner. Elliott
I
Wilson.
said Hove. I answered it.
Okay.
Hove.
Jeremy
Hove.
Hecht, a Canadian.
I did like Drake's early run. I did, but I'm
the points proved themselves.
Well,
bro.
I guess it's I guess there's two things you're asking here. When you say run, it's the consecutive, like the last years, like consistently whatever that person's done, or overall, who has the greatest features? Like, I think people are answering it two different ways.
Yeah, okay, so you can answer both. So best run in terms of like a specific time period, whether that be a year or 2 years or whatever, where they were just rapping at a high level, not going back, and then overall catalog of features.
Yeah.
You still got Hove?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jeremy Hecht.
Lil Wayne. I think he still is on a run. Lil Wayne this year has some of the best feature verses of his career, and he's been in the game for 30 years.
It's not even close. His name is Dwayne Carter.
Yeah, too.
Not the other Carter, Dwayne Carter.
What about Drake? Drake has
his name is Dwayne Carter.
I feel like
New Orleans, Louisiana.
I feel like Hove, Drake, and Wayne are like in that sphere. Like they have had great runs. I got to look at consecutively the years where these things happen, but Drake in particular went on a massive feature run.
He did.
I personally, this is a little behind the scenes. I personally fell victim to Lil Wayne feature run, personally, because I myself, we were Glasses Malone. We were signed to Cash Money. Right, we signed to Cash Money Universal when Universal Motown. There was, I'll tell you, two behind the scenes things. One about Dwayne Carter. One is Wayne had so many features on the radio and in the ether at one time that they said we literally can't work your record because it's an oversaturation of Lil Wayne. This was an official directive from a record label.
And we got to push this T-Pain record.
Second,
Jive is on our ass.
Second behind the scenes thing. I don't remember who it was, and I don't know if this is giving too much information. There was literally one person's job. They were getting a salary at Universal, at UMG, to just keep up with Lil Wayne features. That's a fact.
Wait, what did they have to do?
They just had to keep up with his features, like doing clearances.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I think in that sense,
they're all good.
I think in that sense of it, if you answered like the run consecutively, then I think it is Cole's comparing himself to like a Lil Wayne at that time with that specific run in that period where you couldn't escape his guest run. So yeah, even Jay or Drake wasn't as prolific in that small period. Yeah. But I think when I think overall the quality of it, I think of Jay as a great verse. Even now, people would kill for a Jay-Z guest verse. Like that's like the standard of excellence. Like if I get Jay-Z to rap on a record with me, and obviously the Cali record, the last even couple ones he's done, it feels like this special epic moment when he raps on somebody's record. But you know, it's two ways to look at it.
And then also too, you got to think about it. I look at Hove like Dot, and even like Cole, except for Cole is a little bit more generous, but Hove and Dot don't do features like that. So when you get one, it's more impactful, more potent.
Yeah.
It stands out against everything else. Wayne was just on a run at one point where it was just, you couldn't escape Lil Wayne at any point, no matter if you were a backpacker, a purist, a hip hopper, a blogger, or a radio person. Like it was, you just
also the diversity, right? He would be on some R&B type of records, like different vibes, like too. It wasn't just.
So
he'd be on a Destiny Child record, he'd be on a Keisha Cole record, and then be on a record with Mac Main.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out to Mac Main.
Shout out to Mac Main.
Shout out to Mac.
Can you be the GOAT just from features? Like at that point,
that's a great line, though. I like that.
Was Wayne considered the GOAT before the Carter 3? He was saying it, but was he considered the GOAT just off that feature?
I think the guest feature run, to Head's point, helped elevate the idea that, oh shit, Wayne, he really is the best in hip hop right now. Because not only is he like with his own music delivering on a high level, he's murdering all these different records. Similar also with the mixtape market when 50 Cent would jump on everybody's record, do everybody's records over. Everybody's like, oh, this guy's really in a certain zone. So I think it just failed to reinforce that Wayne was one of those ones at that time.
I think Ho's features are potent. Even Ye. I think Ye has a great potent feature run. Mm-hmm. And also people who sleep, some people sleep on 2 Chainz as well.
Oh yeah, he had a good run.
Oh, yeah. People like 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is like one of them ones, and he don't ever get that ado. But I gotta say Luda as well. Luda's features are crazy, but it got to be Dwayne Carter. It's not even close.
But Cole deserves props for what he's saying. And he's the current guy of the run, right? I think you could honestly say he's the standard right now, his consistency. And, you know, that was the big thing when we teased him about how he had never had no features on his songs. And then he became doing features for other people's records and like took it over. So.
Yeah, he flipped it. He's like, I'll go platinum with no features, and I'll go platinum on every feature for everybody else. Well, his artist right now, JID, JID just dropped a freestyle.
JID.
He was rapping at a super high level, and I made a statement earlier this year where I said that I think he's on trajectory to become one of the biggest superstars in rap because of how he's moved with his features. The way he had an M feature, he had an Imagine Dragons feature, he had a couple other really big songs that he had a massive song that went crazy on TikTok. All of that happened before his next album. So I think we're going to see the residual effects of his new audiences going crazy, but I also think he's rapping like he wants to take that spot. And I haven't seen anyone else do that. I thought maybe Baby Keem for a bit, but JID to me is taking that throne, the metaphorical throne that Cole threw on the ground on Forest Hills Drive. Do you think he is a superstar? And who else is in that conversation to take that
rappers in their 30s?
Rappers in their 30s.
I think JID is set up. Shout out to my dude Barry, but I think me and him have these conversations all the time about what artists need to do. And I think JID's trajectory is there. I think his skill set is there. I think his talent is there. I don't know if he's going to do what it's going to take to make the kind of record he's going to have to make. Because J. Cole had Workout. People like to forget that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hates the record, which to me is disrespectful, but
straight up, now tell me.
He doesn't like the record, but it's what broke him as an artist nationally.
And it broke Nas's heart.
Okay, cool.
It let Nas down?
Yeah.
I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Nas had Uchi Wally. Anyway, I think that he needs a standout record. He needs I call it a Big Mac when I'm in the studio with artists. You need a Big Mac. Like, you need something to be known by.
So he needs like a Lupe Fiasco, like Superstar, or like Show Must Go On or whatever, where you could still be rapping at a high level, but it has a hook, it has a structure, it could be played on radio.
Jack Harlow does it flawlessly every time.
Which is why he has Jack as one of his favorites. Remember that
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he did have that song. To your point, it wasn't structured necessarily like a...
What, surround sound?
Yeah, surround sound, but it kind of blew up not as a hit. It became a hit because it blew
up.
Same
thing with Roddy in the Box.
Yeah, it wasn't a natural.
It's not it's a viral record is not the same thing as a natural record, because a viral is gonna, yes, it can translate that way. It's just, you got to compete through the noise. And so, like, $1 Million Baby was more of a viral record that translated into like, oh, people like this record. It's very rare that you're gonna get a song that does that. That's why it's so big when it does do it. Surround sound was huge for him, and it was like a year or two later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that he's gonna have to really come up with a formula that's gonna work for him. I'm not saying do Workout. I'm not saying do I Don't Fuck With You, but you're gonna have to do something that's gonna get everybody at the same time. It's just,
well, maybe he should learn from surround sound. I guess that was just a great hook, right? That hook was really good. So even starting with that, right? I think that's why that kind of blew up. But also, he probably intended to be that. He put Savage on it. He put the other artist, Baby Tate, on there. Like, he clearly wasn't going for that single, but the hook was so infectious, and the energy of the track, you know, flipping a familiar record, the sample to Aretha Franklin, which was a hit for Mos Def, you know, so then those elements were there. Maybe if he just did that and it was him by himself, it's more in that vein where it's more of a traditional, 16 bars hook, 16 bars hook kind of thing.
I agree. I mean, no. I mean, yes and no. The thing is, I know people like to say, I'm not saying to go make a radio song. I'm saying make a song that everyone likes at the same time. I don't care what the platform is. If everybody likes this song simultaneously, you got something. I don't care.
So you think he has to give us one that opens the door for all his artistry shit? Just give us one.
You have to give us something. You have to give people what they want. I'm not talking about me, you, and Jeremy. We like raps. We appreciate that. But the average regular person, regular consumer, who's going to buy a concert ticket, they need something that they can participate in.
Yeah, and I think to your point, I'm sure we know Barry Hefner he's referring to earlier. Managers that don't mind to be revealed, Barry Hefner. And I'm sure Barry's tried to, like, I guess, coach him or convince him that he has to do this sort of thing. JID is stubborn. JID has his own artistry and how he approaches things. I think the other challenge is just, and I think that's why he probably needs a record like Head saying, I agree, is because he has to kind of, we all inside hip hop know who he is and know he's dope and treat him like he's special already, but he's got a front. One good thing is he's a really good performer, really great performer live. and he has that charismatic element to it. But I think he still is not known enough, right, to a lot of outside audience there. You know, a lot of things in the beginning, I mean, people were critical, say, oh, he rhymes a little too much like Kendrick, like their flows are too similar. But now that you hear him now, he's really kind of developed his own clear style and clear. That's what I loved about the new 31 freestyle. Like no one can say, oh, he sounds like Kendrick on this or blah, blah. Like he has his own identity. I think he's gained more confidence coming off the success of the surround sound of the last record. But yeah, he's got to put himself out there even a little bit more to not just the audience that knows him, that gives him that validation with those live shows. He's got to crack a whole other audience that may just be listening to the radio and aren't really connected to his movement yet.
Well, I think the Eminem feature helped. The Imagine Dragon feature helped. I just don't think we've been able to see the reward from that yet because the project or the new single hasn't. But I think if he makes a record, like you said, there's a lot of other audiences that are going to be tapped in. It could really blow. Like it could be a big hit.
Yeah, you make a great point that he strategically has done these features, which has sort of made him more open to the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, you still need to give us something that people outside the culture can latch on to if you want to become that guy. You have to. It's just no way around it.
And then in terms of like who the leaders or superstars are, so then the funny thing is, again, we were haunted by this Big Free narrative, right? Yeah. And goddamn, this was the year to explode the Big Free thing. But then it goes back to Future, right? Future's been prolific this whole year, 3 #1 albums. Why can't we look at Future as the superstar of rap or a leader? Is he too old to be that to us? Like, why can't we view him in some sense of being that?
Okay, question. Who is a superstar right now in rap if you can't name J. Cole, Drake, Future, Nicki Minaj, Kendrick Lamar?
Cardi B.
Cardi.
Can't name Cardi either?
You can name Cardi B.
Who's a superstar?
Who else? Yeah.
Superstar?
Superstar.
Hard. That's it. That's it, right?
What do you mean by superstar?
I guess we can define it, but superstar meaning talent, charisma, hits, ability to capture a crowd, well-known, like who, and if no one is there, who has potential to be
like you would think Gorilla's trying to ascend to be that, right? We love Gorilla. We think she's dope, but I think you're saying she's not that yet, right? You want her to ascend. Soulja Boy.
Shout out to Soulja Boy.
Drake. Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy's a superstar, bro.
How? He's not active. He's a legend. He's not active currently to be a superstar.
You're talking about right
yes,
now.
Yes. Active superstars.
Okay.
Superstars.
They're going to kill me for that take, but I don't care.
Well, here's a debatable one, which the inside people don't agree, but status-wise, she's presented that way. Megan's presented that way. Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, she is.
But to us, probably in hip-hop, we don't view her that way. But the branding and the marketing and everything
she's doing
has presented her that way to the world, I think. Along with Nicki and Cardi. So out of the females, I think she's that way. Doja's viewed that way.
Doja's a superstar.
Yeah, Nicki, Cardi, Doja, and Meg are the female rappers kind of viewed as superstars. And then you have that next tier of like the Lottos and the Gorillas and those women that are out there doing it.
What makes Lotto not a superstar?
Just hasn't got to even the numbers aren't there yet. Like the last album we liked a lot. Really the Brokey record people are really talking about right now, and it's just not even in the top 10 right now. Like the numbers or stats aren't there.
Yeah, I think she's close. I don't know that this is the standard. I want to fully judge what a superstar is, but I always like to know, does my mom know who this person is? She has no real knowledge of hip hop besides what I do, and she has no, like, I'm going out of my way to look for it. So if it reaches my mom's radar, meaning it went to like E! News or People magazine, then I feel like they've broken through not just hip hop, they're like a global superstar, which is like when she started telling me about Cardi B. I was oh, she reached that level. Now she's
I guess Travis.
Travis is a superstar.
You can put Travis in.
Yeah.
I think Travis and Future earned it without ever really kind of getting the golden nod to it. Like they just kind of kept working, and now we look up and it's just like Travis because of to me the audience, the live stuff he does, and Future with the consistent success with the music and the #1 albums and the output. You know, because I still don't think Future can sell hard tickets the way Travis can per se, but he's compensated by it being about the music and how consistent he's been with that. So, and the other thing about Future, so a little pushback to DJ Head, and I saw this theory from a lot of people with the mixtape Poodle. Everybody's trying to say, the first part of the album stinks and it doesn't really get started to the Too Fast record, which is more of like the radio record. But there are 2 records in that first half of the album that people are really gravitating towards. The Little Demon the ladies is loving the Little Demon record. I seen that going off for the ladies in the club. And then a phenomenon that is, what's your favorite rapper?
Plutowski. Greatest rap song of the 2020s.
The Plutowski record.
Yeah.
How does that go again, Jeremy? I am. Have you seen him performing in Paris?
I did see him. I was regrettably not there. One of my friends is in Paris, and
oh, you had a friend in Paris?
Yeah, he
turned it up with.
Kanye is a superstar. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Kanye
true. Very true.
Kanye's a superstar.
True.
You know what I really want to see though now, because you posted that in the group chat, that picture with Future and someone holding hands at Fashion Week or something. I think it's time for the Future Love album. I really want to see him lead. He would become a massive superstar. He's already a superstar within hip hop. If Future did a love album,
what the fuck are you talking about?
If Future did a love,
Hendrix. He wants Hendrix too.
But lean in a little bit more. Give me like romantic Future, but with a little gaslighting in there.
But I jinxed him, right? I said like you ain't gonna see him courtside with no girl. The next thing you know,
he's there.
He popped up with some lady. He has to put a lot of lady friends publicly.
It's been a minute.
In a minute. I jinxed him.
Isn't he on that song called with Wayne, Love Me?
Yeah, Diamond song now.
Now, not good.
Yes, just went diamond.
And it just went diamond. Biggest, his 2 diamond songs.
No, you're thinking the other song. As long as my bitches love me. It's the other one.
As long as my bitches love me.
No, that's the same song, isn't it?
No, he said cushion alcohol. He said the other one.
Yeah, but isn't that the same
song?
Oh,
it is. No, it is. You're right.
Yeah, because Metro's, or Mike Will made it, said he pieced that song together.
Yeah, he did piece it together, yeah. So
but his 2 biggest songs both have Drake on them.
Who? Mike Will?
Future. His 2 diamond songs. Life is Good and Love Me.
And Drake still follows Future.
And Drake still follows
and
Future.
They ain't never really been through it.
No, because they have they still look at What a Time to Be Alive.
I think if Drake makes up with anybody, it's gonna be Future.
Future, yeah.
Even though again, he's the author of the You albums. Don't trust you. Still don't trust you. It doesn't matter.
He knows.
So if he can't get in the club, he calls Future.
Is it your ATL colonizer?
No, I'm asking.
Look at things.
I'm asking. I don't know.
I think he has a little soft spot for Pluto.
I think he could probably get in the club.
Huh?
I think he could probably get in the club. Drake had club records before Future. I disagree with that bar. I agree the sentiment is there, but Drake had Future's 2 biggest club records. Maybe not club records, his 2 biggest records of all time. And Drake had club records before Future.
Which one?
But he did benefit. I have to look, but he did benefit from Future. Like people think that What a Time to Be Alive.
Drake took Future on tour many times. Again, Future, not to keep dwelling on it, but we always talk about hard ticket. Future's not a real hard ticket act per se. Like the tour of Metro is kind of the beginning of him really trying to do that, because for so many times he was able to kind of use the Drake stimulus package on these tours. They went on multiple tours together, which helped Future.
But it also helped Drake, I'm saying. Like, a lot of people think What a Time to Be Alive was just Drake, like, propping up Future and putting him in a new world. That did help Drake reach a new audience. A lot of people said they weren't listening to Drake in certain pockets up until What a Time to Be Alive came out. And so
like that photo?
I think their mutually beneficial relationship on both sides, it helped both of them so much that they'll never fully hate each other. It's like a love.
Yeah, I remember when I did
thing.
the Future GQ cover story, Drake gave me some great quote. I can't quote it exactly, but just speaking about how they're such opposites as artists, but that's why it works. And
yeah,
he feels like I could get in a room with Future and we're gonna come up with something, and it's no problem. Like, I mean, Drake would always big up the chemistry he had with Ross, like how he liked to rhyme with Ross, but that's more like just rapping. I feel like with Future, he feels like they could just connect and come up with a song and never run out of creativity with that. So I think that's why he's made sure that he hasn't really kind of stepped on that relationship.
Yeah, yeah. So I would love to see them work together again.
Love Me, more Diamond songs, man.
Songs.
Like Guys in Paris.
What is the best song of the 2020s? Yeah, Guys in Paris. Best song of the 2020s.
Bro, first of all,
I don't know what the best song last week was.
First of all, like, you can't do a best song of the 2020s.
Wait, who did this? Pitchfork? This is Pitchfork?
So far. Yeah,
it's 4 years.
But so much music dropped.
He's gonna say the box. The box
no,
was the first big hit. No,
December.
But it really is 20. It was number 1 record in the country in 2020.
Hey, listen, not according to your boy B-Dot, who didn't give us credit for that.
What do you mean?
He didn't put it as song of the year.
Anyway.
What was this?
I'm just saying, he didn't include Roddy in that, but I'm not tripping.
In what? What was it?
In his like best songs of the year list?
It was one of them lists he made, but that's neither.
No, Roddy record has to count in the 2020s because it was a number 1 record, and that run of number 1 for how many weeks in a row was in the
December 19.
Was in 2020. No, but it was number 1 during that, so you have to still count it. in 2020.
I understand what you're saying, but it came out December 19th.
It depends on if you go release date.
Wait, who did this?
Pitchfork.
Oh man,
they're trying to piss us off.
We don't mess with Pitchfork.
They're trying to piss us off. That's why we don't have to look at their list. I'm saying
colonizer list, right?
I'm saying besides Plutowski, is there a song that's like the best song of 2020s?
What did they have? What was their big pick?
Not Like Us was number 3.
That's what we say. Recency bias.
Recency bias. It was a lot of non-rap songs. I'll go to the top 10 to see.
We're not good enough to be on your list, Mr. Pitchfork. Is that what we're doing?
Okay, their top 10. Did they have any other rap?
Why
in the
do it
top
right
10?
now though? That's why I understand the timing of it. It's 2024. It's not even 2025. Like as we say, a hard anniversary.
They wanted some attention
in the publishing business. Yeah, it's like
that's it.
Is it a way to big up Not Like Us? I guess
no. This is for engagement.
Yeah,
no, but the timing is bad.
It's for engagement. They don't give a fuck.
There was a need some engagement.
Earl Sweatshirt making the band Danity Kane at number 20.
Oh,
Cardi
Lordy.
B and Meg WAP at 22.
Well, that's sold a lot, right? That's almost diamond.
Yeah, I think I'm done with this list. But I do. Okay, they did a best albums list. I don't want to go through their list necessarily, but I did want to know what you guys think are classic albums from the 2020 so far. And my rule is 5 years, so I have a list of albums that I think will be considered a classic. But these are my personal ones. Okay. I think I only put 5. The Forever Story, JID. Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler, the Creator. Alfredo, Freddie Gibbs. Dave, We're All Alone in This Together. And then I was in between on a few. I know there's going to be like JPEG Mafia stands and Lil Sim stands. But those are mine. Yeah, those are mine.
Tyler, the Creator is the only one on that list that I would say is a classic. We got to go through each year then. I got if you look at
you know how many fucking records dropped? You know what I'm saying? Like
I can list you some. So there's Donda, Kanye, CLB, Drake, Westside Gun, Pray for Paris, Burden of Proof, Benny the Butcher,
none.
The Off-Season, J. Cole, Her Loss, Drake and Savage, Kendrick, Mr. Morale, Black Thought, Cheat Codes.
Somebody was bigging up
King's Disease 1, 2, and 3.
Someone was bigging up Savage and Metro, so Savage Mode 2, I guess.
Savage Mode 2.
They said that was the best trap album of the 2020s, or somebody was saying. Like, I like that album a lot, but I feel like most of these albums still fall short to me.
Heroes and Villains, Utopia
still falls a little short to me. I feel like all these records, I gotta really think about it. Like I would not give that stamp to a lot. I feel like a lot of them, even if they're on that tier, I don't think they're fully there. Like,
is Michael not on that list?
Michael would be
the Grammy Award winning Michael by Killer Mike,
because it came out a couple years ago, so maybe it's too soon.
That has some slaps on there for
has
you.
Potential.
No, you just think it should be because it's
actually there's one slap on there.
What was on there?
I don't know the name of it. It was not the Blast song. It's another one. It's gospel like sounding like all of them, but it's one slap on there. The rest of it is art.
It's hard. It's hard to be a. Well, I know people think that.
Let me look at my list.
Playboy Carti, a whole lot of red to a lot of people.
Yeah, that was number 1 on the Pitchfork list.
Oh God.
I think it maybe is classic and impact.
And how many voices does Cardi have again, Jeremy?
We decided there's 4. There's the early days.
I don't know what he's doing in that Weeknd record.
I love that song.
No, it's a good record.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I don't even know what it's like. I don't even know who really he is.
Ever since I was a JID, I've been legit.
What?
That's what you say?
Bro, what are you talking about?
She got EXO on her body. You didn't hear that?
Hey, listen, bro.
You know what? I hate to admit, I'm not really a Weeknd fan like that.
I think he's on a run right now. Like
he's had an amazing career. Can't be the run. Shit.
No. But I'm saying even like his new.
First of all, he's never bricked, right? Everything's worked so far, right? Bricked. You got to pause bricked?
You got to pause bricked.
That's the standard of music. Yo, that record bricked, B. That's it.
Yeah, the record can break, but you said he's never bricked.
His records have never bricked.
Okay, there we go.
Our catalog has never bricked.
Necessary. Okay.
No, but has he had a misstep?
No.
Really? He went from all the weird.
Kissland, a lot of people didn't like. Did
it sell well though?
Yeah, I would think so.
Weeknd's never missed, right?
I don't think so.
Look at Abel, man. But yeah, I like the hits, I guess, but I don't never find myself like I gotta really get into this Weeknd zone.
A lot of people, some people didn't like Dawn FM. I liked it, but I would think he has.
Oh, some of them they think he went too pop or too commercial, but they still did well.
But it's still everything sold. Yeah, no, he's in a different level. He's a superstar. He's a superstar. The Weeknd is maybe top 5 superstars in the world right now. Wow. And where's he from?
Canada.
Let's go.
Even though they say he's very rarely in Canada.
I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion.
Okay, let's go, DJ Head. What's your classic of the 2020s? Unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go with. I like the RJ album, Big LA. You say classic or you my favorite?
Classic. Like that you
classic?
think is...
I just have my favorite.
It's got to be classic. So, and none of your favorites are worthy to be deemed a classic.
You know, what about Mr. Morale? You think that's a classic?
Probably Michael.
I like Michael as a pick. Do you think Mr. Morale is?
I think Mr. Morale, but I think Mr. Morale is like To Pimp a Butterfly to people.
It's like a therapy classic.
It's more like I don't think Mr. Morale is classic because there's songs that I don't necessarily listen to off of that album, but the body of work is there. The substance is there. It slaps on there. But there are songs that I skip. So
it's with Tyler, Igor came out in the 2020s.
I think it was 2019.
Igor's 2019.
Out of the ones that we've already named, if I had to listen to one all the way through, it would probably be Michael, or Mr. Morale. Third would probably be
let me get my damn phone.
Yeah, Tyler. If you get Call Me If You Get Lost was
maybe though, but I don't listen to Tyler like that, so I wouldn't. That's not a go-to for me. I listen to RJ Big LA album.
That's shocking. You would
tell me about that album. I don't know if I've ever even listened to that album. Do you have a production credit on there?
No.
A&R assistance?
No. I also listen. You know what album I listen to a lot is Miles Minnick, Christ-like.
Also,
we know you're a big Miles fan. Yes,
love Miles Minnick.
Shout out to Miles. He new song with P-Lo.
Yeah, feel me.
Yeah.
Hard fire. You know what I'm saying?
God's in the building.
God is in the building. God is God.
God is God.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Elliott Wilson looking at his
trying to make sure that because I'm only gonna give the title to Tyler will Call Me If You Get Lost. Nobody
else. You said
else.
For a classic? So you don't think Michael's classic?
No.
Okay.
I think Dave had
one
of the best.
Don't tell Mike I
albums
said
of
that even though
2020s.
we're on the live broadcast over here.
But it seeing this list made me think it hasn't been a great decade of music so far.
The off season comes close.
Decade of music, 4 years.
I'm saying so far. So if the 4 years so far have been lackluster, but I think COVID mattered.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people
fucked it up. Yeah,
weren't gonna drop in that first couple years, and then they were getting back outside, and then like people were still hesitant as to what they wanted to drop, and then budgets, and then the music industry's in shambles. So there's a lot going on, but
there's a reason for it.
Also, Glorilla says she has a classic album coming up. That's why
you got excited.
This, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Her Loss is close.
Her Loss is close.
I put Her Loss in there. Her Loss is really good. Her Loss is really good.
He's throwing another olive branch.
Bro,
listen to Her Loss.
It's good.
I think Mr. Morale is a classic to me, right? I think it's a classic to me, but I don't think it impacted the culture enough to be deemed a classic. I think Her Loss is a classic because it did impact the culture. It came at the end of the year. It outsold Mr. Morale to become the top-selling album. Mr. Morale before that was the top-selling record, 295,000 first week. Her Loss comes in the fourth quarter, sells 404,000. It was great. Again, Drake using Atlanta, his connections. And I think Her Loss is up there, man. I would go with Her Loss,
I like
too.
Her Loss.
I'm looking at my list right now. Hold on.
There's a lot. There's like underground classics. Like there's like Billy Woods and there's
I thought
Denzel
y'all. So
Curry.
what do y'all think about Vince Staples' album?
His last album?
Yeah.
I really like it. I don't know. I mean, him and Q, I think, were my two favorite albums of the year, but I don't know how. Q's the only one I've gone back to a lot.
So you gotta step your album game up in here, man. These rappers,
I'm
man.
going back to 2020. Hold on, let me look.
It's tough, man. The 2020s was tough for you guys with these albums, man. We need some more great albums.
I'm looking at my.
When did Call Me If You Get Lost come out? That was
2021, maybe.
Yes, I'm going with Call Me If You Get Lost and Her Loss. Those are my two. I'm gonna
Victory Lap came out in 19.
Oh yeah, see a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
19. Igor is one to me.
19.
Victory Lap is one to me. So 2019.
Rowdy, Antisocial.
That was 2019.
When was Little
right?
Baby's My Turn?
That was 2020.
Oh, so there you go. Little Baby My Turn's in there. Yeah.
Okay.
That's classic.
Yeah, that for him at that moment. Yeah, we thought he was gonna be the fucking king of rap. Nothing happened after that.
That is true. Danny Brown.
He was supposed to take the throne.
He was
supposed to challenge the Big Freak. There's a lot of slaps on that Little Baby My Turn album.
Hold on.
Shout out to.
So it's in my free. I like my list. I like my list. You got a new one? I like my list now.
Wait.
No, go ahead.
Shout out to Lil Baby, but we have taken his throne when it comes to SEO of the bigger picture. We are officially ahead of Lil Baby's The Bigger Picture song, which is a great song on YouTube if you search our name.
But police brutality is still very bad.
But that's still a more important issue than what we talked about. So
but go see our show, damn it.
Yeah. Watch us, but also listen.
With a new improved
DJ Head.
The Bigger Picture.
I've been telling people, and this is not hate. You can go all the way back to 2019. This is not hate. I was just calling it like I saw it, and I got flamed over and over and over again. The Lil Baby thing was fluff. It wasn't real.
Not my term was. It was real. My term was real.
The Lil Baby thing was hype. It wasn't like, yes, he is getting $500,000 a show. Yes, he was the hottest thing in hip hop. Yes, he is in one of those. He is all of those things. He's in the conversation, whatever you want to say. The hype around Lil Baby was coming from a lot of people who didn't fuck with Lil Baby like that. They just didn't fuck with him like that. And they didn't listen to his music. They didn't buy his tickets. They didn't fuck with him like that to be saying, man, Lil Baby. It was the cool thing to say.
You wanted somebody new to believe in, really, to challenge the Big Free idea.
No.
You wanted somebody new to believe in, no?
No. What I'm saying is the Lil Baby hype was real.
Exactly. Well, turn. How well did My Turn do? It was a super successful album. With huge records. I
ad nauseum had to defend Rowdy against the Lil Baby shit during this time, 2019, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Baby, to this day,
it's quadruple platinum.
To this day, only has one #1 record, and that's with your boy on it. To this day, Roddy had 2.
What do you mean with Drake? Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
that was #1.
#1.
Hot 100, #1.
No. #1. I'm talking about formats.
Oh yeah.
Formats across formats.
Yeah.
Right?
Wants and needs, baby.
But what you call it? Look at Billboard and look at Lil Baby's numbers.
So you think the hype that went to Lil Baby should have went to Roddy?
No, I'm not saying that.
Roddy at least had the box.
Roddy had the hype. He had the hype, but he had the record and he had the numbers.
He had the hit. Lil Baby didn't have the hit like Roddy had the hit.
This is a classic case of the West Coast versus Southern artists.
Well, Roddy had the hit. Lil Baby did not have the hit. The box was the box. That was its own movement.
The box was astronomical, over the top, movement. Diamond record, all of that.
Yeah.
But Roddy had 2 #1 records. The Baby got a #1 record in the country Roddy. On Billboard.
He has 0 #1 hits. And he has 13 top 10 hits and 141 songs on Billboard.
Correct.
His highest charting is #2, which was Wants and Needs, Drake and Lil Baby. #3, The Bigger Picture, and #2, Girls Want Girls with Drake.
The Baby got a #1 record in the country before Lil Baby. That's a fact. That's
did he have one with Roddy too? The Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Yeah,
it went #1 in the country. Yeah. So when I was saying these things, people were telling me I was crazy, and I'm like, bro, I'm not crazy. It's just look at what's going on.
But we don't consider Roddy. Please excuse me, I'm Antisocial a classic like we do Victory Lap, right?
No, people don't consider it a classic, but the numbers are there.
Do you consider it a classic?
No, I skipped like 2 songs, but that's because they're for women. It's not for me.
You can't enjoy it. What songs are for women that you can't enjoy on the record?
There was the song with Backseat, like with Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh, okay.
You know, she gonna
I didn't like that one that much too, but
But it's with Ty. It's like he's talking about he being a sex symbol. Like these are the homies. You know what I'm saying?
Do you ever tell the homies they're not a sex symbol?
No, I'm not telling that nigga he's not a sex symbol.
Yo, homie, you ain't no sex symbol.
He can identify as a sex symbol. He want to identify as a sex symbol.
I saw you were tied up the other day. You didn't tell him it wasn't a sex symbol?
No, I didn't tell him. No.
You can't tell YG is not a sex symbol.
You can't tell YG much of nothing.
YG doesn't. He hates buttoning up his shirts these days.
He didn't have on a shirt.
That's what I'm saying.
Did he have hard bottoms on?
He didn't have hard bottoms on. He wear hard bottoms with basketball shorts, though.
Yeah, what's the story with that?
You want to ask him?
I'm asking you. I don't want to ask him.
That's his thing. That's his whole thing. He like hard bottoms. He wears hard bottoms with everything.
And why not get invited to that little get together there at West Coast? Man, what's going on? I'll get an invite. West Coast Wilson. You got my number. I can't get a text. You know what I mean?
He knows you just show up usually.
Now I don't go.
And then he was taking photos, IG stunt with everybody. Like, yo, I get the invite.
Now I don't fuck with hip hop media.
No, we're united, man. We've surpassed Lil Baby on the online searches, the bigger picture.
Yeah, our SEO is up.
Well, I don't know why we can't hang out, man. Jesus.
We got Roddy at 2 #1 hits.
Like I said.
2 top 10 hits and 25 songs on the charts, but he also has much less catalog. We will say that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
So,
so I'm still
if you do more with less.
But I'm gonna go home and listen to that Lil Baby My Turn album. That Lil Baby My Turn album.
I'm not. This is not Lil Baby slight or Lil Baby hate. What you guys are saying right now, or we thought I've been saying this for 4 fucking years.
So you weren't surprised when it didn't happen?
No, I wasn't surprised. It was fluff the whole time. People, not taking away from Lil Baby and not saying he's not talented or dope or nothing, but the people that were advocating saying Lil Baby, they didn't even fuck with him like that.
So you don't even think those were the 4 million people that was in, as a whole different, just more industry hype of trying to make it that way?
Yes.
Got you.
I think there was some industry hype, but I think it was real in the sense that, like, it wasn't until he proved himself in certain categories that people thought he could do what he did, so, or that what he was going to do. So, like, The Bigger Picture was an important song for him. Oh, there's some substance to Lil Baby.
Yeah, after the success of the album,
right after the album, he had the Wants and Needs.
The Wants and Needs, like rhyming all crazy next to Drake. That made everybody go nuts.
And they're like, wow, he might have had the better verse, or he did have the better verse, which is, hard to do on a Drake song. There's not too many people who have out-rapped him on a song next to him. And then people are like, okay, well, if he's doing all this, he's touring, he cares about his performance a little better, he cared about an album, he cared about features, he cared about substance. He had all the qualities to be a superstar. But then he bowed out of the race. And to your point,
how did he bow out of the race?
It seemed like he saw the bright lights and didn't want it.
No, he did the same thing when we kind of said something about when I remember I was telling you the Massacre, 50 Cent, the kicker, he got rich and stopped trying. He got really rich. He made a lot of money, and it seemed like his drive wasn't. We wanted to meet his drive, like you said, like the drive. Like he seemed like, oh, this kid's determined. He's making his music. He's making these superstar moves, strategic moves. Mm-hmm. But then it feels like once he got all that paper, the same focus didn't go into the next record, and just like he already won.
Also, not to put all of the onus on Lil Baby, there's still infrastructures involved. There was a lot of restructuring going on at QC during this whole 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people coming in and out. Them doing the catalog play. P and Coach, and like and behind the scenes, I'm sure there's a lot more we don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just like any other record label, he signed to QC, but then QC is under UMG, which is through like Capitol, which they were the only game in town at Capitol for a long time.
Yep.
So it's still like
Ethiopia left.
Sorry, this more music industry.
Yeah,
shit,
Ethiopia
kids.
left. The whole thing changed.
It's still a lot of moving pieces in the music industry, which is why I don't buy into the hype train of things on both sides, whether I'm being sold from a label or being sold from the artist, because there's still factors that play into how you're able to maneuver. We see it with everybody. So I love what's going on with Cardi B, because everybody's able to see what's actually happening behind the scenes. I don't like what's happening at Warner and Atlantic, where everybody losing their jobs. I have friends that have been affected by this. That's terrible. But at least people are getting to understand the nuances of how label and industry works. That affects the artist.
Yeah.
That affects your ability to put out music. That affects your ability to have a team to advocate for your music. Let's say I'm Lil Baby and I sign to you. You're QC, and then your label is through Elliott, which is Capitol or UMG, right? So I'm signed to you. I'm coming to you like, Jay, I want to drop this song. I just got Drake and Kendrick on the record, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck it, let's drop it. Then you go to them. They're like, hold on, we can't drop anything right now. There's some corporate restructuring. The people that ingest your music into the streaming platforms, everybody just got laid off. So when you like, fuck it, we can do it ourselves. They like, no, you can't. We own the rights. And then you do it yourself. Then it gets pulled down. It's like a whole bunch of shit that goes on that people don't know.
That's why the Atlantic Records thing is so fascinating, because like you said, a lot of people we know, our colleagues, I don't know Elliott Grange. He has the same name as me. He think he does the one. He does the 1 T.
Okay. So
he's Lucian Grange.
He's half the man you are.
No, he's a big, powerful guy there.
Grange family.
Shout out to the Grange family.
Shout out to the Grange family.
Lucian Grange's son. So they did the old school thing. I remember like in the magazine publishing business, when we used to come in, it's like, we're gonna fire everybody and bring you in, and that's what they did. So now Elliott Grange is gonna run Atlantic. So to Head's point, like if you're Cardi B, what assurances you're gonna have that you're a priority now with this new leadership? And when is my album coming out? Is it smart for me to put my album this year, or should we wait till next year? And how are all the other artists affected by it, like Jack Harlow, Roddy Ricch, all these people? Like Roddy Ricch made some good songs that kind of came and went, but where was the support from that? A Boogie made a good album that I bigged up earlier in the year, but Atlantic wasn't the same Atlantic as you see now because there's new leadership. So artists can get really knocked all over the place because of label structure and that push and the machine behind them.
Exactly. And so to Lil Baby's credit, it's not just on him. He's not competing. Well, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I don't want to just say.
So maybe with that, he then pivoted and did all the shows and made all the money because he knew the record business shit was going shifty. And that made him not go on the same pursuit of being like, I'm the best rapper and I'm.
And the only time we hear about it is when the artist gets messy and gets vocal and says the label this or
when Meek tweets,
stuff like that. But a lot of the what I don't want to say esteem, the artists that I hold to high regard don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's say Dot left TDE and wanted to do his own thing. He finished his contract though. He did everything. You never heard him complain. He didn't whine. He didn't moan.
Did it quietly.
If you go and look at other artists, which I've talked to YG and Mustard about this, where you saw them get on the internet and be like, I'm unhappy with the label, this, that, and the third, right? You don't see that with J. Cole. You don't see that with Kendrick. You don't see that with even Drake.
Yeah.
Drake finished his deal. He was probably.
They put it in the music.
I don't want to say that he was in a terrible deal, but people make fun of it. You're signed to this nigga and that nigga and this. Yeah. He finished his obligation and then went and got his own situation and got his thing straight. I respect that. I don't respect when people then jump out. So to Lil Baby's credit, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes that is stopping him from competing in that way. So I don't want to just blame him like he's not competing. We don't know what's going on.
This is a real question. If Lil Baby was to do a rebrand, how would he change his name? Because he have Lil and Baby in the same name. Like Jeezy took off the young and he's just Jeezy. Lil Wayne could have just become Wayne.
Well, Baby is Birdman already.
And Baby's Birdman already. So what do you do?
Does he have a good government name?
Does he have a government name?
What's his government name? What's a good government name?
You know what I find very interesting? You know what you should make, Elliott? You want to do a list? Fuck that Pitchfork list. Fuck the other list that you talking
Dominique, about. Armani Jones.
You should make a list of people in hip hop with the wildest names, because I don't even think Future has a vowel in his name.
Oh, Navidius. We actually don't even know how to pronounce it. Has he ever said it out loud?
Navadius.
Oh, he does. He has 3-4. Okay, he has more vowels. He has more vowels than consonants in his name. That's crazy.
No, we actually don't know how to even pronounce it because who's ever said it?
Quavo.
Oh yeah,
Quavius. Quavius. That's beautiful. Quavius.
Yeah,
Quavius.
Okay. I remember one of the other Atlanta rappers. He had a name.
Oh no, Takeoff RP. He had a wild name, I think.
One of the other Atlanta artists. It wasn't Takeoff. It was somebody else.
His is Kershnik.
Yeah, a little weird. Kershnik.
Rest in peace.
RP.
Is that Russian?
It sounds like it.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, but I remember some other artist from Atlanta had a name, and it sounded like a.
No, people have insane government.
You need to go to the doctor for that.
Young MA is Katora.
Say that. What's your
Katora Casanova.
Like, with a K. I thought
We have Rich Homie Quan, rest in peace. DeQuaintus. Party Next Door, Jaron Anthony. Slim Jimmy. Aqui Brown.
Bless you.
Like Slim was one of those Slim Jimmys.
Say that again.
Slim Jimmy.
It is Aqui.
Let me see. Use your context.
Aquil Brown.
Use your context, King.
Aquil Brown.
Nah, that ain't it.
That ain't it.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. It's Aquil. Yeah.
That sounds like a member of Rex and Effect.
It's like the thing you used back in the day to write. Aquil. Wasn't that a pen?
That's true. Isn't that
poetry?
Yeah.
Isn't that an Avenger?
Aquil.
Oh no, his name is Peter Quill.
Peter Quill.
Never mind.
Otis Oliver is OT Genesis.
Yeah. His name's Otis.
Why did they put Dave East on this list of crazy names? His name is David. Of course it's Dave. David for long. That is kind of wild though.
So we ended up with Tyler Coleman.
What's Tory's name?
Daystar. Drake had the hardest Tory Lane bar. People, when he said, "You one day star, you a overnight celebrity" or something like that. And he said, like, "I'll be here for eternity." The flip on, like, "you a one day star" was crazy.
Okay.
That's Canada beef right there.
Yeah, but then they posted a picture and said it's better like this. And it was them side to side. Okay. We have Lil Uzi, Samir Woods.
We're going to have it all day.
It's a slow week. We have...
I want to go back to the albums.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay. One more.
Oh, no. Cardi has a great one. What's Cardi's again?
That's disrespectful.
No,
name.
For you to pick but the way he trying to figure it out.
I just want to make sure I got it. Belcalis.
You said what?
Belcalis.
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 Belcalis. Okay. It's like if you ring something and then Khalees comes.
Cardi,
running.
he said that.
Cardi
will pull up, just so you know.
I know, she will pull up.
I don't want any of those issues.
She'll pull up.
I don't want
Cardi
any of those
for sure will pull up. I know stories. Cardi will pull up and have a conversation with you.
I would love to talk to Cardi, but I don't want it to be in that manner. I don't want it to be in a hostile
You haven't met her yet?
environment.
You haven't read Carpenter
I've
yet?
never met Cardi B.
Cardi's amazing. I love Cardi B.
I've heard she's great.
Oh, she's fucking amazing. I love Cardi B.
I hope.
Well, why? Give us a good Cardi B story. What was your interaction with her? You can't
She
share
didn't know
any.
any
I can't share any of your interactions.
The one I got, I can't share. I'll tell you one.
Okay.
We were on set filming Rhythm and Flow season 1.
Oh, you was part of Rhythm and Flow. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Very the headline. Okay.
Yeah, I DJ hosted.
Okay.
The
Did not
first
know
season
that.
of Rhythm and Flow.
That's it. Reality show that they had with Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, it was a contest. It was a contest show for looking for rappers.
And it was her, Chance, and who again?
It was T.I., Chance the Rapper, and Cardi B as the host, and me, DJ Head.
Okay.
And
I gotta put some respect in this guy's name, man.
138 countries. Elliott Wilson, Netflix,
global.
Yeah, 138 countries.
Oof.
I did the rap.
I love when people be like, "Who's this nigga? He just got here." Type my name in the Netflix, bitch.
And IMDb.
Oh, yeah, you're on IMDb. Looking good.
I got 4 IMDbs.
Please pull up DJ Head's IMDB right now, please.
Hey, we can do this.
Let me see what's going on, man. I gotta put some respect. 20 episodes in, I have to understand who I'm sitting next to, man. I gotta know, man.
Come on. All right.
I gotta know the man I'm standing next to.
DJ Head, known for White Men Can't Jump 2023.
I was in the movie.
That's why you love you're a Jack Harlow stan.
It's
called what it is.
Or I just respect the man as a rapper. This was him as an actor. It's different.
So what was your
DJ Head's IMDb?
What was your role in White Man Can't Jump?
I was a
DJ
host.
And
host a DJ,
Okay.
During was it the final tournament?
No, it was a Venice Ball tournament, yeah.
West Coast.
Yeah.
House Party,
the movie.
Oh, the LeBron, the remake there too?
With LeBron and Spring Hill.
You love a good remake. Put me in them remakes.
DC Young Fly. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my boy Cal
Again,
Matic.
DJing a party in the setting? Okay.
Credits, DJ Head.
We got to do it like you got a reel?
Sister.
White Man King. Of course I got a reel.
Okay. We need something. We got to show it.
What was Soul
Next
of a
episode,
Sister?
we got to show it.
They got that up already? That's not even out yet. Scroll.
Soul of a Sister?
This is an upcoming.
Yeah, that's coming out.
It's a singer with a once bright future.
Hold on, no.
Okay.
Go to House Party. I played myself. I was hating on some music. Oh no, don't go. You don't have to. No. Get out of there. Get out of there.
We're gonna do a thing. We just have DJ Head's parts.
So White Men Can't Jump. Hold on. You got House Party. House Party.
Yeah.
Right. Then you got Rhythm and Flow. Netflix. As himself, DJ Head. Rhythm and Flow. 2019.
Playing himself. All right.
138 countries.
Okay, the Cardi B story that you can share.
All right, Rhythm and Flow, season 1. We were on set, and we were shopping.
I know you got mad stories. You was on the whole thing with Cardi B on a show, a reality show.
Crazy.
I'm so jealous of you, man.
It was amazing.
You got a lot of Cardi B stories.
It was amazing. Cardi's amazing. But yeah, we were all on set. Everybody's there, ready to start the competition. T.I. sitting in his chair, Chance sitting in his chair. We're all standing there and like, yo, what's up? We waiting on Cardi.
Gotta get the lady
and
right.
His team is on the microphone. Was like, where's Cardi? I'm not gonna say someone told me. Well, Cardi's here, but we're waiting on her hair to arrive.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get the hair.
So what does that mean? Like,
like her hair.
They ain't delivered the hair yet.
Or her actual, like the hair.
I don't know what that. I'd say, what does that mean?
Okay.
I don't know what that meant. We were waiting for her hair so she had to get her hair done. And so, all right. So we just, played music and talked to the audience, and we had a good time.
How did her hair look when she finally appeared?
Amazing.
How long was the in between?
About 90 minutes.
90.
I would assume.
You could have filmed the episode.
I think it was 90 minutes. I mean, this is fucking 5 years ago, so I don't remember, but it was about an hour and some change, a little less than 90 minutes probably.
Shout out to Cardi.
I love Cardi B, man. She was amazing on that show. She actually really got emotional on Rhythm and Flow, and she was like tearing up because It was really, she was invested in the artists and stuff like that. And when it came down to the finals, my boy D Smoke took it all. You know where D Smoke is
D
from?
Smoke, I remember, from your side of town,
He's
West
from
Coast,
Inglewood,
baby.
California. He's from
Isn't
the West
his
Coast.
brother homeboy, right, Sir?
His brother is Sir from Inglewood, and his other brother, Davion Ferris.
His final performance was amazing. I remember seeing that.
Top tier performance.
So you was part of the show, and a West Coast-based artist emerged victorious.
Hold on, before we do that,
how does that happen?
Hold on, before we do that.
Okay.
There is, so just so y'all know, again, some more industry shit for you fucking, okay? So when you do shows like this, The Voice, Rhythm and Flow, oh, yep, shout out to, that's one of the scenes.
There you go.
When you do shows like this, there's an attorney on set. At all times to monitor everything to make sure that the contest is fair. There was actual
attorney on the set.
There was an actual attorney on the set, just right here while we're talking, filming, listening to conversations. She would just walk up and just kind of see what you're doing, just to make sure everything is fair in real life.
Was the attorney from TD?
You acting real Canadian right now.
He's on his way going back home. That's why he's sassy. He's about to go home. His sister's wedding. That's why he's going home. He's sassy right now. Canadian
And
style.
I just had this conversation too with my boy Punch. He manages Ro Timmy. Earlier today, actually, about he was like, bro, people don't care what you've done and all that. Like, me and Elliott have had this conversation. It's like they only know you for what you're doing now. So I don't give a fuck about people not knowing my history, where I came from, who I am, 10 years in radio and all this other kind of shit before Rhythm and Flow. Like, it don't matter. What matters is there's insight and there's things that people don't know and they shouldn't know because it's not for them to know. You know what I mean? You know what you know, or you don't know what you don't know. Either way, my nigga. It's good.
That was the most DJ head statement ever.
West Coast. Shout out to T.I. too. T.I., I want to get, I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but I do want to give T.I. props because T.I. gets a lot of heat and he's been dealing with a lot of things. T.I. is a consummate professional. I mean, when I tell you T.I. is one of the most professional people I've ever worked with in my entire life. His sister passed away while we were filming this show.
Wow. And
no one knows the story. I don't know if I'm blowing the spot up, but it's important that people understand this about how professional. If people want to do this, but they don't understand what comes with this. Yep. They want to be on TV or in movies or in radio or even artists professionally, whatever. No one cares about your day. If they buy a concert ticket and they spent $200 to come see you, they pay $40 a park, they got a babysitter, they don't give a fuck that you're having a bad day or what you went through in your personal life. They want to see you on stage for an hour and give them their show, right?
You're supposed to be on.
You're on. It is what it is. If you're in the airport, you having a bad day, you missed your flight, now you got to drive 4 hours. They don't care. They just want a picture. They're a fan, right? So when people have these things in their mind, they're not understanding. T.I. lost his sister while we were filming this show. T.I. had this moment in his trailer, did whatever he had to do. I'm sure he, shed a tear or two, washed his face, and came to set. And you would never, and if you watch this show, you would never know that he was close with his sister, and she died during the filming of this show. And you would watch the show and never understand, never knew that happened that day. He was laughing, shooting jokes, and a consummate professional. I couldn't give T.I. more credit.
Shout out to T.I.
Love the tip.
Yeah, there's 3 jobs that you can't have a bad day in: school teacher, media personality / artist, and Chick-fil-A worker.
Or being a mom.
And being a mom. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, shout out to the moms.
I'm scared about the Chick-fil-A. Why Chick-fil-A?
Well, because can you imagine your experience at Chick-fil-A if you walked up and your expectation is so high because everyone is so nice. They are willing to chase you down because you forgot a fry or some Chick-fil-A sauce. They will say, "How is your day?" It's going amazing. If you ask them how their day is, I'm so blessed to be here. Thank you so much for being here. But can you imagine you roll up to Chick-fil-A and you're like, "How's it going?" You're excited to get your spicy chicken sandwich with the lettuce and the extra Polynesian sauce. And then you ask them how their day is going, like, "Man, I'm not good. It's not a good day. I'm having a bad day. Here's your bag."
The fries,
you'd be so
the fries
disappointed.
are all cold and stuff.
Yeah, it's always a good day at Chick-fil-A because it's always a good day because God is there.
There you go.
So you saying God is in the business of selling fried chicken?
I'm saying God is everywhere, actually.
So you saying that niggas like chicken? So
no, don't do this. No. We made it a whole episode. We almost made it a whole episode. It always goes back to chicken. I was reading black names. You decided not to bring it up there. You waited till Chick-fil-A.
Well, you brought up chicken.
Episode 20, we don't get a 20 piece? 20 piece?
You brought up chicken because it's 2 niggas on stage. And then you interwove God into it because we fuck with God and chicken.
I did.
What's more important than that? As a black man.
Yeah, but we really fuck with chicken and God.
Oh,
fried chicken.
Gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
My grandmother made the best fried chicken, man. Lucille.
Lucille?
Yeah, my black grandma. She's no longer here, but she, little EJ enjoyed a lot of fried chicken as a young man.
What was your grandmother's name?
Beverly, rest in peace, and then Evelyn's still alive.
Okay.
Great woman.
You, DJ Head?
She didn't make any fried chicken though. She made gefilte fish. It's a Jewish Jewish
what kind of fish, Jeremy?
Gefilte. It's a Yiddish term.
It's a what?
I don't know if I can even say that.
A Yiddish term? What the hell is that?
It's like an old, outdated language that a lot of Jewish people used to speak back in the day. Gefilte.
Gefilte.
You look it up. So there's some people in the chat who know.
Okay.
Don't know.
Well, shout out to the chat.
You guys are making me hungry.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You haven't had breakfast yet. So.
You say you want to go to the albums? What do you want to say about the albums, bro?
Well, just to wrap it up. So my guess I have 3 now. I have Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, Drake Savage, Her Loss, and Lil Baby, My Turn.
Has Drake dropped a solo album in the 2020s?
Yeah, I don't consider Certified Love Boy for all the dogs. All that's Dark Lane, a lot of stuff. None of those are classics. None of them.
Yeah, I like TLB, but it was
I didn't like that either.
That and Donda needed a revised version, an Elliott Wilson version.
I like the first version of Donda that we heard.
Yeah.
But then he just kept changing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the whole vocals and then the baby vocals. And it was just a lot of shit. It was a lot of moving parts.
It was a moving album.
It was a lot of moving parts.
So I guess we should just challenge the artists, man. 2020s, man. We need some
classics.
We need classic albums, man. We got to respect the body of work, these albums, man. I think that probably also you got to think the industry's pulling towards more singles
playlists.
Right, Head. So I don't know what your take is on that.
I agree, but that's why I also think we need a grade on the curve. The artists that are competing in artistic albums, let them compete in artistic albums. So if Tommy Richman wants to put his album out with no business around it,
you can give us your take. Did you hear
the
album?
Listen to it.
Oh, he couldn't find it.
Because them hits on it?
He couldn't find it. He was looking for $1 Million Baby, and it could not.
I searched for $1 Million Baby, Devil Is a Lie, and I couldn't find the album.
They just came up with singles. Yeah.
You said we were going to revisit this, though.
Yeah. No, I said it for different reasons. I was being nepotist.
Okay.
I want to see what happens.
So now you're the fan that refuses to listen to the Tommy Richman album because he didn't put the slaps on
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't listen to it for 2 reasons.
Okay.
First reason being I heard it's an R&B album.
That's what they classified. It wasn't an R&B album.
I don't like
That's
R&B.
That's the big debate.
It wasn't.
Didn't Jermaine Dupri jump in on that too?
Yeah.
Say something about that.
Yeah.
JD's
my GOAT.
You love JD.
Love JD.
JD's out here being the R&B regulator, right?
He has the clout to do it.
He said R. Kelly put the R in R&B.
He's not wrong.
He cut a wrestling promo. What's going on with JD?
Anything
man?
JD says in regards to R&B and hip hop, I will stand behind.
He says Purple Rain is not an R&B album.
I will stand behind it.
By Prince, the classic.
He knows more than me. He's accomplished more than most people in R&B and hip hop combined, and he has the lineage to back up what he's saying.
He also didn't like that Tommy did not put the slaps on the R&B
because he understands how the music industry works. I was looking for $1 Million Baby. I found the song. I was looking for Devil Is a Lie. I found the song. Couldn't find the album. Didn't listen to it.
Did you listen to the album, Jeremy?
I did. So I had a big R&B-ish night. It was Tommy Richman, which was a good album. I thought artistically he came through. It was cohesive. There were some really good songs. I saved a few of them. I wasn't mad at the songs not being on the album, but they could have lived. If they were on the album, it wouldn't have felt out of place, especially Devil Is a Lie. It would have felt a lot of songs sounded similar to that. So
I agree with you totally. I think the album lacked having those records, honestly.
Yeah, it would have been
They
nice.
fit sonically in the album, and I feel like the album is good, like you said, but I don't know. Like, I liked a couple of 5 or 6 tracks in there, but like, because he didn't put the hits in, I think it lacked a certain structure that guided it. I think the hits needed to be there.
But I do think he'll be around for a while. I think he cares about the art, clearly, even what he says. But I do want to say Leon Thomas had an incredible album.
I love that album. That's really good. Well, who you calling? Tommy Richman? You calling JD?
Album. He's listening to he's listening to song by song. He's listening to the Tommy Richman album. He's giving his on the spot review of 10 seconds.
DJ Head, you know
song.
You're on a platform. Would you like to
He's
say?
hitting next song play on each song of the Tommy Richman album. But while he does that,
is that what he's doing? Why is he doing that?
He just wants to give a review quickly. He's looking for $1 Million Baby. He wants to see if it's on there.
I like Tennessee.
Are you? Are you?
This is how we review albums.
Are you
judging
judging from
know.
the first?
This is how Pitchfork does it too.
This
is how it's done. Hey kids, you kids, where's my camera at? DJ Snap, where my camera at? You kids want to be in media?
Is that DJ Head?
That's Jeremy Hecht. Is this you?
Damn, I look different. I have
is
a nice
this you
smile
doing this?
though.
Wait, continue reviewing the album. I'm sorry. DJ Head is reviewing the Tommy Richman album right now.
What's the BPM?
That's what I'm listening to.
He wants.
Letterman is listenable.
I don't like that Tommy Richman doesn't do media. He's shook. He's ducking these interviews too, man. He don't want to. You don't want to answer them tough R&B questions.
Tommy,
man.
if you call in, we would love to talk to you.
Tommy's scared, man. Ain't no Tommy Richman interview out there.
We could do it. I've seen it.
He's done. What, no interviews.
I think like Annabelle and somebody else did a quick interview.
That
All right, I listened to the Tommy Richman.
Doesn't count. What you think, man? How many mics? 3.5 mics.
I fuck with the. Was that Tennessee? Is that the name?
Yeah,
of the
that's
song?
my favorite song.
I know. That's the only slap on
would
there.
Those hit slaps would have fit into the sonics of that album?
100%. $1 Million Baby could fit right in there, and So the Devil Is Alive.
So it was a mistake not to put those records.
I said that last week.
Okay, but now we've heard the record and heard the product.
Yes, he should have put those records on there. And
Jermaine Dupri has a right to say that.
If Pulse knows what they're doing, they'll add it to the album or a deluxe or whatever
Version.
Yeah,
but now you can. Then it looks like you're backpedaling.
Why?
Unless he goes, I didn't want to put it on, but the label put the songs on the deluxe.
The label's in the business of making money.
Yeah, that's fair. Not mad.
It's not. It's the music business, bro. It's not personal. JD, I didn't even know JD said that. Thank you for telling me that.
Yep.
That lets me know that I'm in alignment.
Your go.
Because he said that sounded R&B-ish to him, and he liked those records, and then he was kind of puzzled why those aren't on the album.
Like,
if I'm a fan, why would it be cool for you not to put the records I like on your album? I know, like you said, we as informed fans, sometimes we grow tired of the single because we knew the single, and we'll skip it. But to me, if you can't do something that's not conceptually different, then those records, to me, again, sonically fit into the album. And I did think that the album lacked a certain like standout tracks. Those still are the two best songs to me out of that album.
Yeah, Tennessee was a close third for me.
Yeah, but he just needs, like, in my humble opinion, I did we call it a needle drop as a DJ. Like, if I had to get, if I had got the album and I'm live at an event, that's what I do. Like, I run through it. Like, what can I play? What can I play? What can I play?
Get it on right now.
So I scroll to like the third end or a middle of the song and just hit play and listen to it real quick. Listen to a little bit of the hook or whatever. I'm like, can I play this? No. All right, go to the next.
Oh,
one.
So you don't even play the first. You don't play the beginning part. You jump right to the middle.
No, never the beginning. The beginning, they always put these long ass crescendos and art.
So you go like 45 seconds in?
I go about a minute into the song, and then I listen to it and listen to about 3 to 5 seconds, and then I skip and go to the next one. So if I was DJing a party here or an event or a function or whatever we're doing, a corporate event, whatever, that's what I would do. If you gave me the album, that's what I would do right there. That's what I was.
Remember the last time you've had to like needle drop and do something on?
Probably the Vultures 2 album.
When it just dropped?
Because it was dropping like randomly. It was like, I don't know where I was, but it was like, oh shit, the Vultures album. Okay, let me see. And then, I ended up playing Promotion, which ended up being my pick off the project.
Too. Yeah.
But like, I can identify those, the business records or whatever. The art records is like, that's what I listen to on my leisure when I'm riding around, whatever. Like, if I like I told you, I listen to Euphoria every day, right? That's not the.
Did you say they got you doing the intro?
You can say that. You need to say that you listen to Euphoria every day in every episode. I want you to say that.
No, I'm just saying. But that's not the go-to song if I'm playing. If I'm DJing,
you're not playing.
If I'm DJing an event, I'm gonna play Not Like Us.
Yeah.
So I know the difference between the two. You know what I mean? Like, I love Slaughterhouse. I'm not finna throw a Slaughterhouse sound off in the middle of a fucking
Slaughterhouse.
That would get the party going.
Yeah. I fuck with, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not the song. So I understand my job, and I understand what I do is for leisure. What I just did is part of my job. I'm like, let me listen for it if I'm live right now. So that's what I did. Tennessee would be my pick, even though it's slow.
We got to do those album reviews from now on. The
needle drop
15-second needle drop album review.
You can do that. That's how I do my shit. And then I'll go back and listen to the art and appreciate it. But if I'm needle dropping, I'm listening for what record can I play to appease the masses right now. Yeah. Tennessee is the only one that I heard out of those. I mean, you could probably get off that Vanity song, but that's more like disco-ish. But the Tennessee song, it's just slow. Like, the whole album is slow.
So, if you appreciate hits the way you do, like I appreciate hits, people say one hit wonder has a negative connotation, right? So if you're someone like Trinidad James and you made like all gold everything, which is clearly a big record, do you think that person should be satisfied? Do we look down on somebody that only has this one record that kind of defines their whole career? Or do you think that if I was the artist and I at least had that one record, I should always be able to stick my chest out? And
it depends on the artist and what their goal is. Like,
but you contributed to the culture if you at least gave us one of those.
Biz Markie
slaps,
right? Biz Markie recipe, like he's one of those people where he has just a friend.
In terms of the mainstream.
In terms of mainstream, right? He's considered a one-hit wonder, right? He was on the list of, I think I saw it on MTV where they did the list of one-hit wonders, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Biz Markie, like all these people are on
the big commercial ones,
Yeah, the big commercial records. But I don't look at it as a negative thing because it's like, if you just got in hip-hop, like Biz Markie wasn't taking rap serious, in my humble opinion. He was just like, yo, I like doing this. It's fun. Make some money, whatever. And he fuck around and caught
that's
one.
Not true. He's just old. I'm older than you. So
okay, well, I'm just saying, I was young, so I don't know. That's all I know. I don't know his catalog or whatever, right? So when I'm thinking about it, if I'm looking at it through that lens, I don't take it as a slight at all.
But I mean, more like if you're like Mims, like this modern era, like your Mims, This Is Why I'm Hot. I think like those kind of guys, like, do you think that they should get more respect?
No,
they at least
that's all bravado and ego.
You know who should though is Rich Boy is the most influential one-hit wonder
Throw some
ever
D's?
Because he came out with Nicki Minaj this year. Bryson Tiller sampled him. Big Sean just referenced him. Like he gets sampled and referenced at least multiple times a year.
You love to say
I'm a hyperbole guy. I go best, worst, most,
ever.
ever. I will not. I'm an extreme guy.
Hyperbole
hacked.
Bro, you love to be like, yo,
this is the best. Yeah.
This microphone is the most clear microphone ever in history. It's like, bro, what do you like? I mean, it's a great microphone, my nigga, but
also
you DJ Khaled everything.
And I'm happy to turn around the next day and say something else is the most. Like you.
That's why he's funny on Twitter when he does quote tweets and stuff like that. Also, because then he has that side, but then he has his also like nice guy, humble side. So it's funny when there's the contrast of those two things, where it's like, okay, I take it back. It's not really the greatest thing anymore.
This man said,
it's like
Rich Boy
is the most influential
one-hit wonder ever. Damn.
Swag surfing. The swag surfing guys are up there.
You don't even know their name.
Fly, F-L-Y? Fly, F-L-Y, right? F period, L-Y period. F period, L period, Y period.
Fast Life Youngsters.
Yeah, Fast Life, F-L-Y.
Yeah.
Fast Life Youngsters, baby.
But it's no fun saying Rich Boy has a pretty influential one-hit wonder. It's way more fun saying he is the most.
Joseph D's. That was your shit.
I mean, if you want to,
Soulja Boy remixed it. He threw some D's on his report card.
If you want to put a BBL on everything, that's on you, Canadian.
I don't like Canadian. This derogatory term in hip hop nowadays.
Why'd you use that term specifically?
What?
For the Canadian?
What you mean?
The BBL.
I'm saying you throwing D's on everything.
Okay, wait, that sounds crazier. I go back to BBL.
Joseph
we can just
D's
throw the BBL on it.
Joseph D's.
Jeremy go through the drive-thru like, yeah, supersize everything.
If you segue from Joseph D's into Puff Daddy, I'm really gonna have to walk off the set. I'm gonna have to walk.
That'd be way better. That would have been way better. No, what I was actually gonna segue was hyperbole into accountability for a second, because I will say, and shout out to my guy Armin texting me. He's like, I'm listening right now. A great episode, but I do want to say, you do realize that Renegade has 2 Jay-Z verses and 2 Eminem verses, right?
I'll let y'all get that off.
And I had to go back and I listened. I'm like, I jump out the window saying that Jay-Z had to re-record, add another verse to pad on because how crazy Eminem went. They each literally have 2 verses.
Jay heard M had.
So I apologize.
M did not change his verses from the Royce one.
Yeah, so
it's on YouTube. So
yeah, it's already there.
So Jay had to have heard both Eminem verses before he put his verses down.
He might have stepped his game up and like took it more seriously, even though he takes everything seriously, but he didn't change anything. So yeah, that's my accountability.
So we're in accountability. Week. What did I do wrong?
What did you do? Go ahead, Elliott.
I don't know. I got to think about it. What did I do wrong? So much. So much.
I have one more. Meek Mill. I don't want to take anything back I said about the tweets. I didn't get blocked or anything. This isn't from consequences. But I did listen to his song. It was called
War one, right?
It was actually like a pretty thoughtful song. Who Decides War? It was, you know, it was really reflective. I thought it was really good. It had a nice hook on it. Really great song. So I think if the antics don't outshine the music and maybe the music is highlighted more, then maybe more people will be able to focus on it.
You don't want Meek Mill to make a record for the ladies.
He can make a record for the ladies, but just focus on the record and not the tweet says.
You have an accountability? I can't think of one. I was nice to Metro. I thought I was fair.
Did he hate you?
I'll take accountability. People think I hate J. Cole now for some reason, and I don't.
Why?
I don't know, the chat and people been hitting me online all week. Like, you hate me. I don't like the way you coming for J. Cole. I'm like, bro, I fuck with J. Cole. I didn't like the For Your Eyes Only album. I didn't like my Delete Later album, but I fuck with J. Cole.
What's your favorite J. Cole?
What did you say last week?
My favorite J. Cole album was Forest Hills Drive.
Yeah, classic.
What did you say last week about Cole?
They were just saying that because I was speaking about Cole and the way I was speaking about him, that they thought that I'm like, you taking digs at Cole. I'm like, Cole is an elite MC. Like, he's not. I'm not taking away from Cole's greatness. I actually am a J. Cole fan. Like, I appreciate Cole. I would like him to do more of things. I wish in my universe I would love Cole to do different things, but Cole operates in the way that he operates, and I respect it.
He could have made a hit with T Grizzly, but he didn't want to add a little pre-hook.
No pre-hook.
I don't. I've been very, very critical. I'm very critical of people who I have
high respect for,
high admiration of. I admire.
You demand
Cole.
more, yeah.
I admire Cole. I really do.
Yeah.
I think that Cole's an elite MC. I think he's very methodical in the way he moves. I think he's very intentional about the way that he does his music. He crafts his albums. Everything is very intentional. Even the way Ebe and him like collaborate on things. Like, I think they do it better than a lot of people, not named Dave Free, right? But what is it?
No, that was just funny. It was funny the way that you slid that in there.
Little Dave Free love, little Dave Free.
That's what happened last week. Is you and Ellie were going back and forth about whose album is more anticipated, and you're like, "Yeah, Cole, you should get your album off. You should drop that real quick, and then we can get to it."
It's just the truth. It's not like I'm not saying anything for shock value like other podcasts.
So you can love Cole but still think Kendrick Lamar's upcoming album is more important than the Fall Off.
It is more. No, it's not more important. It's more anticipated at this point.
Yeah. Oh, that's what
prior to May.
That's why they got
probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, prior to like that record, probably not.
Yeah.
The Fall Off was probably more anticipated just because people are used to the cadence of Doc coming out every 4 years or 5 years or whatever the cadence is. So the things have changed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just like I think Future has benefited from this back and forth. I don't think the Pluto album does what it does without the Like That record. Mm-hmm. That's just my own personal take. There isn't a big single push off of this album, off this mixtape Pluto, is there?
No, it's meant to be more of the mixtape, no pushing for hits.
So We Don't Trust You albums coming off of the heels of those things, they directly benefited from the back and forth, in my humble opinion, right? So the second album specifically, what songs are you going back to off the second album? Okay, we ain't got that much time. So my point being, these are just truths that I say, and I have a lack of empathy in the way that I speak, which wreaks havoc in my personal life. But
with female humans,
does it come back to the same theme of the show where you can say, look at this year rap. You can say the top record of the year was Not Like Us. You can say the second record was Like That. Both feature Kendrick Lamar. They're both hits. That Cole just doesn't want to make hits per se. Whatever that looks like.
If I had it my way, Cole would participate in the game a lot more, and I think he would.
It's these damn Dreamville artists. They don't want to make hits.
He would get
JID.
He would get what we want him to get. He doesn't care. So I can't want something for you more than you want it for yourself.
That's what Cole said the definition of love is. He said wanting more for someone than they want for themselves.
Cool. I got love for Cole. But what I'm saying is I want him to want it for himself. Same conversation I had with Big Sean. You have to want it for yourself. Nobody's going to give you anything. You have to take it. And the only way to do it is by putting yourself in that realm of competition. You have to compete.
Did it fuck up? Because it was Hitmaker tweeted or posted on an Instagram story saying that the whole battle kind of fucked up the game for everybody else this year in terms of dropping music.
Yeah, everybody went back in the hole. You had to get out the way.
Yeah.
You got to get out the way.
It's like,
bro, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's shout out to Camila Cabello. Like you gotta.
She's free.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my favorite moments of PG.
Yeah, he said Justice.
Yo, tuck that Camila Cabello record when that's coming out, baby. You monitoring the Camila Cabello's feature was one of the funniest things this year that ever happened in hip hop.
I'm just saying.
Yo, champ, why don't you get Camila that joint there? Champ, what you doing there?
I'm just saying. No, I would like for the people who I hold in high regard. I give you, and I don't do this, but I'll give you a few. Right? JID's in that conversation. J. Cole's in that conversation.
Greenfield.
Big Sean is in that conversation. Tyler, the Creator's in that conversation. I would love for them to actively participate in the business. It would weed out a lot of the bullshit, in my opinion, because it would cut through so crazy. Like Dot participated, and you saw the level of what it got him when he participated just one time.
Which was his big critique before that, right? That he didn't participate.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, with Damn, we felt he was doing that too, right? That
yes, but not on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Humble, yes. That's him participating in his way.
Yeah.
Participate in our way. Is what I'm saying. When you participate in our way, it yields a different result. So I'm not speaking for West Coast. I'm talking about from a macro mainstream media perspective. When you participate on that level, you yield a completely different result. Cardi B has benefited from that. Cardi B, like, she's a living, breathing example of that. She only has one fucking album
with all hits on it. Every song's a hit.
How relevant she is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you participate on our level, it's a different level. Nicki, stop participating. Or as much as I was critical of the first Pink Friday album, and I know a lot of hip hop purists were killing Nicki because she made all of these super bass and all of these pop records, but
are you super critical back then of the first album? You saying?
No, the people were. Let me correct. People were critical of her for doing that.
Yeah,
I thought it was brilliant.
Oh, super bass and all that stuff.
I didn't necessarily like it as a hip hop fan, but I thought it was brilliant in the way that she participated because it yields a different result when you do that. Most people look at it like selling out. I saw Nelly. Nelly's another one. Nelly has a diamond record. And his album is fucking diamond, bro.
Nelly deserves more love.
Are you like that? He's not a hip-hopster, super lyrical type motherfucker. They never give him credit. He has a diamond album. You niggas don't.
Well, there is something to be said about the people who've been able to balance both. There's very few people. What I love is when people give you a hit record and then they'll still go and showcase their rap skills. They'll go do a radio freestyle,
The
right?
problem, yes, you're right.
It's
but the
balance.
problem is they try to do it on their own terms away from the shit. You stop separating them. Allow the world to fuck with you. Allow everybody to fuck with you. Stop cutting people off. Stop saying this is for these fans and these for these. Allow everybody to be your champion at the same time, champ. That's the only way it's going to translate in the way that we would like it to translate for you and other people to translate.
Does it come down to just giving up control? Like they want too much control? Like you can't be your own executive producer at all times. Like there's a certain amount of control they're not giving up.
It's not about control. It's about the artist being stubborn and the artist think.
They want to stay in control. I don't want to do it.
No. Artists come in being headstrong and thinking that they know everything, and they haven't participated in this world. It's like I remember having this conversation with a friend of mine. She has a small child, and she said something to me that's profound to me that I apply to music. She's like, my child's 3 years old. He's never been here before. He's never been to Earth. Right? It sounds crazy, but it makes sense. She's like, he's never been here before. So how can I then get frustrated with him when he's keep doing shit that frustrates me, but he doesn't know. He's never been here. That applies to artists. You've never been signed before. You've never been a superstar before. You've never made a hit record before. So how can you come in and be like, I'm doing it this way? You know what I mean? Tommy Richman. Jack Harlow. You all know I love Jack. He's my guy. I'm a huge Jack Harlow advocate. I was very critical of the Jackman album. Why segregate your fan base like that? Put the record on the
and I loved it, but
put the medicine in the candy.
It didn't work.
I know what you're saying.
Put the medicine in the candy.
Yeah, showcase your whole. Because the thing about it is, people are so multifaceted, and the fans are just as multifaceted. They want to see your journey in all of these lanes and all these different things that you do. One of my friend's favorite insults, shout out to Jordan, he always says to people, this is their first time here. And he means like they have never had a past life. This is their first life on Earth.
Right, bro. I was a victim of it, and I'll share this with you guys. I was like that when I first got on the radio. 2015, I got hired at the radio station at iHeart. They brought me in. I went in like, yo, we finna do this shit for the streets.
We ain't playing these records.
We playing.
I got some records I won't play.
Yeah, y'all playing all this fucking Drake. We need to be playing this. We need to be playing Joe Moses. We need to be playing Ty. We need to be like, I went in like,
and RJ set.
And shout out to DJ Ayo. DJ Ayo set me down. He said, all right, for sure. That's what you want to do? I said, hell yeah. What the fuck are we doing? Like, let's turn up. He said, all right, who you want to play? I started naming niggas. He said, bet. He opened up his computer. He said, name a song. I said, we need to be playing, I don't want to name niggas because it get ugly. Yeah. But I started naming the shit.
Yep.
He pulled it up. He showed me the screen. He said, this is what this record is doing.
In terms of spins?
In terms of success. Yeah. Like, in terms of listenership, metrics, and things that matter to these businesses, right?
Yeah.
He says, look at this. This is how many hard ticket sales. I mean, this is how many spins this person is getting. This is how much they're streaming. Now, in comparison to Cardi B, right? Or whoever it was at the time, right?
The big
Future,
rotation
right?
Records, yeah.
Which record do you think we should be playing? And I'm like, probably that one. Okay, who else you want to play? And we did this for 15 minutes, right? And I had to sit there and really dive into my own ego and my own pride and my own bravado of what I wanted to do versus what should be done for the greater good.
The business decision.
The business, the best for what's the greater good for everybody, right? A parent driving their kid to school in the morning when I worked on Big Boy Show for 3 years before I got my own show at night. A parent driving their kid to school in the morning doesn't want to hear all of this. Fuck my pussy, lick my pussy, da da da. You know what I mean? They can't hear all that shit.
Even though that's
so
a slapper.
You have to learn, even though it's a slap. I'm thinking, man, this shit hard. You have to understand that there are reasons why things exist and the way that they move. To JD's credit, and whenever an artist doesn't actively participate in the thing that garnered them the success in the first place, I find it extremely uncomfortable and disrespectful, number one. Number two, you're hindering the success that we want for you. So don't segregate your fan base. Don't make me make a decision between getting this rap record over here or streaming your mainstream record. You can do what you did for the first album. The first album was a rap record, like it had Tyler Hero on it, it had this, it had that. You can do that. Just be more creative. Do more collaborations. Get more people in the room. Like, it's a way to do it. It's just that I think that gone are the days of collaboration and people putting that much thought into it. They're like, my fans want it. How many fans? Well, I have 1 million monthly listeners. Okay, but that's global.
Yeah.
So when you're saying your fans are waiting on your project, how many are you talking about? Like, give me a number. I literally ask people when I'm in studios with artists, like you said, Absol, I'm literally saying this to these artists. Like, when you say the fans are waiting on you, how many are you waiting on you? How many are actively waiting on you right now? I don't know. I know you don't know. You just saying shit. So what I'm saying is, I just want people like J. Cole, people like Big Sean. I want these people, JID. I would love for JID to rise to the top. I would love for JID to, because what that does is elevate the game. JID is a lyricist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when the lyricists are running shit, they always have, just for clarity. The big three are all lyricists, and Eminem back in the day, they were all lyricists. The lyricists have always won when they participate.
Yeah.
That's just the thesis of my statement.
Well, I think the best at what they do find some sort of balance, right? It's like they'll get in the game and then they'll insert things that maybe they weren't able to see. And like kind of you always talk about participating in the system in order to change it, right? You get up here and we talk about the big names, we talk about Kendrick and we talk about Drake and Future and, you know, the mainstream guys that people want to hear about. But you insert a Miles Minnick or you insert you know, whoever you're in the studio with, or who, you know, you bring them to an elevated platform versus if your show just became you're spinning only underground, then that's your only audience. But if you have a mainstream audience, then when you do insert the underground or you do insert lyricism or real hip hop or whatever it may be, that is now on an elevated
I remember
platform.
having a conversation. I had 2 conversations. One I could share, but there was an artist that everyone knows, and we got into a real uncomfortable argument about this because he played me a record. I'm like, this is ready to go. This is a slap. Let's get to it. He like, I don't know. It sounds too, I'm like, too what? He's like, it just sounds too like, you know, like mainstream. It sounds too, Oh, you mean it sounds like everybody's gonna like it at
Like
the same time? That's what you mean? You mean it sounds like everyone's gonna enjoy this record at the same time and
God forbid.
play the fuck out of it? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like I said before, if you don't want to do it, cool, don't do it. But also don't complain about not having it.
And don't complain about not getting the results that you think you're
don't
supposed to
say
get.
you to go to this or to go to that if you're not really gonna go for it.
Yeah. Did you have that in the magazine world even when you were like who to put in the magazine?
Yeah, you have to balance it out. You think of the big challenge for me was being East Coast based, and a lot of the game back then still ran through the New York industry, right? To understand that you're not just pleasing the tri-state or like the eastern side of the world, like these 10 cities. And I was innovative of like, you know what? Like all day they're telling me Jadakiss is this and Jadakiss is that, but Nelly's the one on the national scale. So I did a lot of split covers where I would do like Jadakiss with these like 10, cities from like Maine all the way down to Florida.
Oh,
and then in the Midwest and to the West, I would favor Nelly. And I would get better results. I split Beanie Siegel and Lil Wayne. I would do things like that because you don't want to get caught. You have to look at the whole perspective. Everything is not just what you're seeing. Everything all day was this, but I understand rap is bigger than that. So that was the big challenge.
Okay, so it'd be like two separate covers going on at the same time?
The better business season was, right? I could do Jadakiss and keep it real, but Jadakiss wasn't then at that level enough nationally. And if Nelly's doing this, Nelly's not looked at as credibility. So that may not do as well in the New York Eastern markets at that time. So it was a great balance for me. I sort of pleased Fat Joe and T.I. I think I split. I did a lot of like split covers that kind of showcased and also, to me, made XXL bigger because I was pleasing people in their regions, but then also expounding, the reach of it. And the artists were accepting it because we got so big that they would accept the split cover. That was the big challenge too. But then there were certain superstars. If you're a Jay-Z, you're a Nas, you're a 50 Cent, I can't split you. You deserve your own cover because we look at your numbers and our data that we're seeing. You can sell in all these different markets, but there's a lot of East Coast rappers that mad at me to this day because I didn't view them as like that tier of artists, like a Fabulous doesn't like that, or to this day because I didn't give them a cover because I view them not on the national scale as big as other artists. So I think you always have to be.
Fabulous was one of them guys, huh? Fab was one of those guys in his defense
before he shut the door on you.
No, but here's what happened though. I'm not saying he wasn't. But if I hesitated that, he would do the competitor. He would do the Source or something like that.
I understand,
but so you lose out on that too, though.
I bought Ghetto Fabulous over Blueprint.
I remember you saying this. Yes, that's crazy.
That was on 9/11.
That's crazy.
Facts. Fabulous was my first. I bought Ghetto Fabulous over the Blueprint. That's a true true story.
Until you had the awkward interaction with him. Remember the awkward interaction with him?
Yeah.
Did he hit you up? Did he ever see that the clip and hit you up?
No, I told him that. When he came in for an interview, I told him.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I told him. We good. I fuck with Fabulous. Fabulous is one of the mile markers that I tell a lot of artists to just take his whole thing and they won't listen to me.
The one I really got wrong is because I got so much New York with it, was realizing that Cam and Jim and them were really building Diplomats, and Diplomats was like really more national. I was looking at it like that's some real New York shit. That's like the most thorough New York shit. But I slept on that really about how that was breaking national at the time. So as Jim would remind me often.
Cam is listen.
I was on his Koofy list for that situation.
Cam Cam and Mace are waiting patiently right now. They're just sitting back, just waiting.
Waiting for what?
What are they waiting for?
Well, they
said
to
start a sports podcast.
No. We actually were. Well, shout out to Baller Alert. They put us ahead. Did they put us ahead of It Is What It Is? We're one spot ahead of It Is What It Is on Cultural Podcast number 13.
Shout out Baller Alert number 13. There we go.
On top podcast.
Really?
We left
we're
for the culture.
Yeah, we're number 13 on this list. Thank you.
Yeah, they gave us a nice write up. Number 13, the bigger picture.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Damn, this is my first time on one of these lists.
Wait, we talked about that earlier in the show. How does it feel?
Thank you. I don't mean that to be dismissive. I'm just a nonchalant ass nigga. I just, I appreciate
that would be your Grammy speech? Thank you.
My Grammy speech?
Yeah.
Probably not. I'm probably going to try to do some Tyler Perry shit.
What was the Tyler Perry shit?
Where he talked about the slaves and like.
Oh, you would just take it to another level?
Yeah, I'm going to just go there with it.
So make the crowd uncomfortable.
Yeah. You see all these white people in the audience?
Some of them.
You know what I'm saying? shit like that.
Their lineage. Yeah, no. That's dope though. It's cool. We're only 20 episodes in. Some of these podcasts are hundreds or multiple hundreds.
Shout out to Just Hilarious. Carefully Reckless.
Yeah.
This is dope. Shout out to Baller Alert. Thank you for recognizing the we don't do the circus.
They spotlighted us.
Yeah, they did, and we've kept it like somebody tweeted also. They were like, when it comes to shows about the actual music and artists, what shows are out there, and multiple people responded with us saying that, like, which I think we've done a good job of keeping it about just the art and the music industry.
Straight shooting.
Yeah,
I think you can be rewarded by doing you. And I appreciate Baller Alert and whoever, not Baller Alert, but I appreciate the 2 or 3 people that actually had a hand in this, because I already know how these things go.
Yeah.
The owner gets the EIC probably gets the credit for it, but it was probably
EIC deserves all the credit every
somebody
single
like
time.
Elise or Alex who actually did the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They said thoughtful debates that highlight the essence of the culture.
Except for Elliott's crash outs.
No, they had an asterisk on there. They had one line about the crash outs.
Oh, they did?
No, they didn't.
Oh,
but that'd be
you
great.
be just like, damn.
You do too.
I make shit up?
Yeah.
What do I make up?
Well, now we gotta rewind the tape, but you do the same.
Let's do accountability.
We both do these things where you'll throw something out there that's kind of, oh.
What did I make up?
You make up shit in hypotheticals that I say all the time. You'll be like, well, if Jeremy does this, and I'll be like, I didn't do that.
No, but you stated something. I said what I make up hypotheticals, not the same thing.
But I immediately took it back.
So you can say the N-word and take it back.
No, that's a non-take backable thing. But sometimes you can pump fake. I can't pump fake with 1 second left on the clock and then the clock goes out, but I can pump fake with 5 seconds left.
So what else is not take backable?
Abuse.
Oh God, look, it's too serious.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know. You guys, I'm not gonna. If somebody abuses me, you're gonna be upset. But speaking of abuse, what I was saying is,
go Diddy.
Cam and Mace are waiting patiently. No Diddy, but Cam. Well, yes, Diddy. Cam, no Diddy, but you know what I'm saying.
Diddy hotline.
They're gonna click that anyway. Yes, Diddy.
Yeah, I know. Someone's gonna do that. But Cam and Mace are waiting because they just came out and said that there are names about to be released. They said within the next 30 days. They said they have evidence and footage, and they said the people on these tapes know who they are.
Cam and Mace said this?
No. This is one of the feds said this. They just did a press conference last night, and they said the people know who they are. I know they're deleting text right now. They're deleting the data. They're trying to get out of this, but just know, make your arrangements. But we have evidence, and we will be releasing names as soon as we can verify. But he said it's very clear. And he said there's big names that are going to shock people. He said pharmaceutical industry is involved. He said celebrities are involved. Because I said 2 weeks ago, I said there are people involved much, much more powerful than Diddy. And all I wanted was justice. And I didn't think Diddy was going to speak. But Diddy doesn't have to speak. We have somebody speaking. And I'm just waiting to see what goes down. And my conspiracies may come to light. That's what I'm saying.
Look how happy he is.
Why are you happy about this?
Why am I happy about conspiracies?
Why are you happy about like the freak off shit?
I'm not happy about the freak off. This has nothing to do with the freak offs. This was what he's saying is men and women were being drugged, taken advantage of, and abused by very powerful people. And so I'm happy that justice comes to light, because what I wasn't happy with the Epstein thing, where there was a lot of powerful people that weren't even celebrities. I'm talking politicians. I'm talking powerful people in industries, right? Other industries. And we never got that justice. We never got those names. They could be still running around pulling the strings. But I
just think it's ugly that we got that going on. At the same time, they literally created a Diddy hotline that's crazy. Yeah, that anyone could call and say anything.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's just
like,
wild.
That's
and
crazy.
then it's at the point now where it's like, you got lawyers, part of why you don't sue people is because people can't afford to sue people, right? So then you got lawyers that are taking these cases on for free. And that's why they have multiple clients. So they have 120 people they're giving free legal service
120 V1.
Yeah, 120 V1 and giving them free legal service to like claim to do like, I don't care how rich Puffy is. Like, how many damn lawsuits are they going to throw at the guy? Like, I don't understand. Like, so it just becomes this blurry line of what is real justice. Like, again, to your point, if minors, of course, nobody wants that. And I wouldn't be excited by that in general, if celebrities are not. Like, if there's real crimes like that happening, people need to be punished. But I just think that it's so crazy to have that going on at the same time. You're literally outwardly soliciting anyone to kind of jump out. And then it's looking like he's a meal ticket. Like, okay, I was at a Puffy party and let me say I saw something or did something. It's just like, where does it end? And who monitors that hotline? That's a legit, like anyone could call that. I don't understand how that makes sense. Like how that
And there's
works.
other things that money could be used for. There's other people that need legal fees. Yeah. Not saying that that's not a valid thing to need legal fees. But
it's just getting so murky and muddy and crazy, and I don't know how you get to real justice at the end of the day. And it's like this isn't going away either. Like if I said Drake and Kendrick's never gonna end, this is definitely never gonna end, because most times, if he does go to trial, it's not gonna happen until next year. I mean, probably late next year, spring at least. It takes a long time, our judicial system also, with these things. So, I mean, I guess we could prepare for more craziness to keep Jeremy entertained, and we'll see how it
Not
goes.
entertained, I'm just keeping an eye on. I also think this all could be used as a distraction, because we do have WW3 going on, and we do have a political election happening. So you never know. A lot of this could be.
Shout out to Auntie.
Shout out to Auntie. Spotlight.
Oh, I had one. Who's my guy? Also, we didn't big up enough Leon Thomas. You mentioned. I enjoyed the album a lot too.
You liked it?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, I thought it was pure R&B. It was soulful. It was lyrical. It was well-written songs. It was hooks. It was catchy.
Great joint with Wale on there too.
Great, yeah. The great use of features. Even the Ty Dolla $ign feature, who he usually does really well, obviously has features, but I felt like it stood out a little more than some of his other ones. Even Freddie Gibbs had a good verse. Leon Thomas, to me, my favorite R&B project in a very long time.
He's like a behind-the-scenes guy, more so known, and now he's really coming more to the forefront, right?
He came from Nickelodeon. So he came from Nickelodeon, and then he wrote part of Snooze for SZA, and then he was behind the scenes. But this is his first. I think he had some Drake production credits as well. But this is his first real. I mean, he had projects before this, but this is his real mainstream forefront push. And
my spotlight's not traditional R&B, but Atlanta Huncho. You know Huncho from
shout out Huncho.
I like Huncho. You know, he's had some slaps in the past. That joint with Summer Walker.
He was on Lotto's album.
Yeah, he put out a 2-piece, Part of the Plan and Hold Me Down, that came out. Like both songs. The first one, Part of the Plan, he's indirectly addressing, I guess he goes out with Keisha Cole, and there's a big age difference there. So he stays constantly in the shade room type thing of getting knocked down. So the young man responds to all that. So I enjoyed that record. But the Hold Me Down record I like even more. So I think he's got like 2 gold records already, but quietly, he's doing his thing.
You got a crazy fan base.
Huncho.
Yeah, shout out to Huncho.
Like, and he's also like, more Ty Dolla $ign of like, not the traditional singer. He's like a hip hop singer. He doesn't rap, but he's damn near a hip hop artist. Like, he's not traditional R&B, but he makes some slaps.
My spotlight goes to a man from Charlotte, North Carolina. His name is DaBaby.
He's back.
Let's go.
How the fuck?
How is it not a?
How the fuck is this a mixtape?
Yeah.
Now, the intro on there, which he dropped a visual for, stellar. I thought it was really good. I don't traditionally like artists doing emo records. I like gangster emo records. Probably
we talked about it earlier off mic. You like emo if there's a purpose to it.
If there's a purpose to it.
I lost my brother, something like that.
Getting some shit off your chest. You know what I mean? Not just like whining.
I love emo for no reason.
Yeah.
Be emo.
He got a song on there called Ain't That a Bitch that's crazy. My favorite is called Did It. And it's one more, I think.
You look at it like he has potential radio records, like his whole bag, or it's just
Did It
great music?
I'm actually playing Did It on the radio right now.
Gotcha.
So I'm playing Did It on the radio, and then he got another one, Ain't That a Bitch, which I like. I actually really am a fan of DaBaby. I like DaBaby, and not only is he a good dude, but I like DaBaby because 1, he stands on what he says. 2, he's accountable for his actions,
and took the hit.
And 3, he's unapologetically himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those type of people are invaluable to me because I'd rather deal with what I know rather than what I don't know.
Even if I know who you are.
Even if what I know I don't like.
And he's crazy with work ethic too.
His work ethic is crazy. You gotta think about this. DaBaby has dropped 2 or more projects every year since he's been out.
Wow.
Every year, nonstop.
Yeah. Shooting visuals too.
While touring, while doing singles, and he's hands-on with his videos.
Yeah, creative direction is great.
You know what I'm saying? Like and I don't know. I think it's just his work ethic probably gets undervalued due to other things that might be going on in his life. He's got a lot of shit going on in his personal life. But I think to his credit, I think that a lot of people look at him and judge him based on the things that's been going on with him over the last 4 or 5 years, right? With his kid and Danny and the Rolling Loud and all that shit. But if you really think about it, like he's outworking a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah. So can he make it back into like you talk about this mainstream, right? Where it's like, you know, he has potential with
he fell
hit
out
records.
of the mainstream.
Yeah,
really,
because of all those things, he's facing hurdles. Can he make it back into that mainstream, and what would it take for him?
And do you think his sound is growing? Because that was the accusation too, is that it sounds the same. There's not enough growth in the music. Like,
yeah,
that was what people.
I think that he's gonna have to get uncomfortable in venturing outside of himself a little bit, working with different producers, stuff like that. I think he would benefit from a production shift. But I think he's gonna rap how he raps. That's just how he raps. But I think he would benefit from being produced. Like a lot of times I see him in the studio, he's just in there rapping, like, and it's him and his engineer. He'll get beats and just, I'm finna blaze this shit.
Yeah. The Lil Wayne thing, I always say.
Yeah.
I think he would benefit from locking in with a producer and like getting with somebody and really, I don't think it's Mike Will. I don't think it's like somebody, I think it'll be an older school, like an old school
song structure guy.
Like, yeah. Because if you give him songs, like, I think this is gonna sound very untraditional, but you know how 50 oversaw Pop Smoke's album?
Yeah.
I think if the baby like 50 Cent would like executive produce his
50
album,
executives, wow, that's a great idea.
I think he would. Actually, I'm gonna tell him that.
Some singers on the hooks, because his verses would be, if he just split it up, because he raps a lot, right? Which is sometimes overwhelming for a hit record. It worked for Suge and it worked for some of his other, and that intro song it worked for. But if he had some singing in there,
I think I'm gonna tell him that. Actually, I'm gonna text. But I think if you take a 50 Cent and let 50 executive produce his album, I think you get a crazy DaBaby album.
He was gonna be one of those guys too. We're talking about Lil Baby. DaBaby was on path to
him and Roddy, same thing, same era. That first wave, Lil Baby, DaBaby, and Roddy, really, the early 2020s. Yep.
The big three. I want to shout out John Bellion, who is one of my favorite artists ever. And he had a 6-year span where he wasn't releasing solo records because of his label contract being so fucked up, and he found out that like all of his touring money was basically going to like Live Nation and the label, so he didn't want to release music that he wasn't getting paid for. So what he did was he wrote for other artists. He wrote like almost all of John Baptiste's album he worked on and produced. Two of Justin Bieber's albums he wrote and produced. The Jonas Brothers album he wrote and produced. There was a bunch. He was working with Burna Boy. He was working with really top tier artists, giving everyone else hits. And finally he released a song last week called Kid Again, where it's just such exciting. You could feel his excitement to release music again, and it's like been on loop because it makes me feel like, oh shit, you can restart at any moment in time and still have a new reborn attitude. So
that's dope, man.
Yes. And then I also want to shout out our crew. We had at the Bigger Picture, we had a comment that I feel like encapsulates the show.
Okay.
They said
on episode 20.
On episode 20, at Espier G6N, who's always in the chat. Shout out to him. He's always commenting, showing love. But he said the chemistry between the co-hosts only gets better and better every week. I'll even go on record as saying that this was the best episode yet. This is episode 19. Also, really want to shout out the people behind the scenes making all this come together, from video to sound to editing. The music while Jeremy was reading Meek's tweets was a nice touch, for instance. Great work to all involved.
Alex.
CT, Alex, Jay, Elise here, everybody who puts it in. Pause.
And the shooter.
They put it in.
And Kevin. Kevin's usually here.
Yeah, you got to shout him out again, man, without the put it in.
Shout out to our entire Bigger Picture crew.
What are the names? Say the
show.
names. Who works at the show?
Okay, we got CT here. We got Jay. We got Alex. We got Elise. We got Kevin. Producers.
And
Jared for making this show even exist in the first place and believing in us. So, yeah.
That's it. We're retiring. This is the last episode.
No. No, we need to get to at least 50 because we have cupcakes.
Celebratory.
Wow.
The Bigger Picture.
The Bigger Picture 20. We need to get to 50 because I want Head to say I love you.
You want Head to say I love you?
Yeah, he's gonna retire at 49. So you're just gonna skip 50?
What you mean?
You're just gonna skip the 50th episode so you don't have to say that?
No, I'll be here. I just won't say it.
But you promised. You said it on. Wow, you said on episode 15.
Hey, listen, my dad told me he was gonna be buying me Mortal Kombat for Sega Genesis, and he never showed the fuck up.
And were you disappointed?
So kiss my ass.
Weren't you disappointed? Don't you want to learn from the mistakes of others?
No, I want to perpetuate the same cycle.
Wow, that's where therapy would come in, full circle.
You know what I'm saying? How's that for a trauma dump, Elliott Wilson?
I got to reconnect with my therapist, man. It's the deal of the whole thing. All right, we out.
Look at
this. This is great.
Look at you got the black one. I got the black one. Look at Jeremy.
Okay, I know.
That's crazy. You should have went where we was going. We sweep left, everybody sweep left.
But the thing is, I normally would like the chocolate cupcake.
Is that right?
Oh, you said he went for the white one?
Yeah.
I do.
Right in front of us.
But I like vanilla actual cupcakes better. Like just like food, I like vanilla better.
So white is better. White is better.
No, only in cupcakes, not in any other
So white
format.
is better.
No, only in cupcakes.
White is right.
But I like a swirl ice cream.
White is right.
White is not right. Well, sometimes white is right, but not always. It's not blanketly right. In this case, white is right, but not in other cases. Not in like
white is right.
Well, just in the cupcake scenario.
I understand that, but you saying in this case white is right.
Okay,
No, don't.
Yeah.
Don't. How far I have to reach for that?
You see how far you had to reach? You know how long we've been reaching for rights and equality.
That's very true. That's very true. I didn't mean, you're right. To even compare those things and complain about this, the fact that I get to eat this beautiful chocolate cupcake
with 2 black men by your side, man.
It's an honor.
As a Canadian.
It's an honor to be accepted.
You get back to your homeland. Shout out to your family.
Jeremy went straight for cannibalism. Did you see him? He went and got this one and just went right in. That's crazy.
What do you mean
see
cannibalism?
This is what I do. I take all the white off.
You did.
How you feel about that?
That was impressive. Although maybe that was just a mask and you really just wanted the core of the white. You didn't want any extras.
This ain't white.
This is a real white. You wanted that.
This ain't white. This is yellow. Have you been to Asia?
The YouTube chat is gonna be crazy when you got this inside.
All right.
They're gonna have to get some cupcakes to join us.
This one.
The bigger pitch ain't the thing.
We got a little outros here. You want it? You want me to do it? The bigger picture. 20. You never know where this is gonna go, man.